Chen was so incredibly down bad, everybody just treated him like free XP. And that girl he was simping for? The second the apocalypse hit, the news she upgraded to a richer guy helped beat the poor bastard totally senseless and looted everything he actually owned. Bro got dumped and looted before the apocalypse even officially clocked in. But then he unlocked the absolute most disrespectful system in existence, the Scumbag System. Every single time Chen made a gold digger lose her mind, he earned Scumbag Coins. So he started hoarding them up, and now he could buy literally anything. Food, buy it. Legendary gear, easy. Broken powers, why not? So yeah, every gold digger trying to play Chen secretly funded his next massive power-up. Anyway, back to the early arc. 3 guys and 1 woman had Chen totally cornered. The woman snatched the bun right out of his grip and told him to hand it over. Another guy shoved him hard, knocking him straight down to the cold floor. Chen, his voice shaking with pure anger, asked what right she had to steal his supplies. The woman just laughed and said that because the apocalypse arrived, she as a proper lady needed to stockpile some supplies. She added that she had power and influence, while he was just a worthless nobody. Leaning down, she taunted that if he had the guts, he should just take it right back from her. Chen slowly raised his trembling hands, demanding she give it back. The other guys stomped on him, heavy boots grinding into his back. Pointing down at him, the woman claimed this was what they called powerless rage. Absolutely no skills, just a thoroughly pathetic weakling. After beating him senseless, the guys walked away chatting casually like they just finished a coffee break. One guy called him a poor basement-dwelling loser, nothing but actual cannon fodder, and whether he lived or died, he was only ever there to be a stepping stone for them. The other guy just laughed, saying some people were clearly born to be basic workhorses, and if hard work actually changed fate, the village donkey would rule the entire world. They laughed right at him and walked off. Chen, still struggling on the ground, kept desperately whispering to give it back. The woman asked what the matter was if he was somehow not happy about this. Then she stomped on his hand with her sharp heel and told him, "Too bad, suck it up." Chen immediately cried out in sheer pain. The woman spat down at him, sneering that complete losers like him deserved to never get a goddess. He could not even afford a bathroom, yet still dreamed of dating a rich, beautiful woman. Even if he wanted to be her lapdog, she would find him totally disgusting. Then she added that she almost forgot to tell him Yeli had already firmly chosen her brother. He really needed to stop coveting things that did not belong to him, or else she would literally beat him to death just to entertain them all. Chen thought of Linbei and Lin Yi, those names burning deep into his brain, vowing he would never let them go. Ever? Then a system notification blasted right in his head. Extreme revenge value had just been detected. The Scumbag System was fully activating. Binding was in progress. Then binding succeeded perfectly. A massive number flashed across his vision. 9 trillion Scumbag credits had officially been issued. The host could use these credits in the Revenge Mall to spend on women and lure them in. Chen completely froze. A Scumbag System? Was there actually a wild system like this in this world? He paused and then heavily questioned it. Wait, spending on women? After being humiliated like that, the damn system still basically wanted him to be a simp. The absolute audacity. The system replied smoothly that the host could lure greedy gold diggers in and then slap them right in the face. Any anger value generated by gold diggers would be converted into spending credits at a 100-fold rate. Chen's eyes went incredibly wide. 100-fold? That meant he could possibly even spend all of that 9 trillion credit balance. This was amazing. He demanded the system quickly give him a gold digger since he was insanely powerful now. The system added that any losses the host had incurred had been exchanged for similar items at a 100-fold market price, all safely placed in the personal space gifted by the system as a newcomer bonus. Chen thought a newbie bonus too. He smiled, the sharp pain from the beating already fading into the background. Then he thought of Bei. They had all humiliated him so badly, and now he would use the system to destroy every single one of them. Suddenly, a red-haired woman appeared right in front of him, snapping her fingers, asking who he was and what exactly he was doing sitting there. She told him to get lost and definitely not to stare, and that he should not think he could fake an injury with some cheap ketchup and somehow scam her. She loudly declared she would not give him a single cent and definitely would not hand over any survival supplies. Getting super defensive from the jump, Chen looked up at her and asked if she was genuinely that broke, having nothing at all. Then he said, "No worries." He pulled his hand back, reached into seemingly thin air, grabbed some fresh bread and handed it right to her, saying he was in a surprisingly good mood today and would generously reward her. The red-haired woman, Chu Hai, immediately felt her anger value increase by 32, instantly converted at a 100-fold rate directly into the host's spending balance. The current balance was now 3,200. Chen realized the system was completely legit and rewarded her with even more goods, smugly telling her if it was not enough, since she was good-looking, he would gladly give her more. Chu Hai looked at the massive bag in her hands and thought he looked dirt poor, seriously wondering if he had just given her all his remaining supplies. The system pings Hao's affection went up by 10 and Goddess strategy mode is officially online. If Chen actually goes after her, hitting 100 affection points counts as a complete victory. Win her over and every single resource or credit spent on her gets instantly refunded to his stash. Side quests too. This system is totally stacked. Hao grips the bag tight, asking if these supplies are seriously all hers. Chen casually agrees. He tells her that if she ever runs out, she can just swing by for a refill. Basement level 1, take the elevator, go left, and it is the third door down. He warns her not to knock on the wrong door tonight. Smooth operator. The system chimes and Hao's affection just jumped by 20 more points. Hao looks at him totally differently now. Turns out generosity makes a guy incredibly handsome. Current affection is 30. Spending balance sits at 588. Win her over and Chen scores a private balance of 5,800. Plus every supply spent on Hao gets completely refunded. Chen celebrates internally. This whole setup is way too easy. Exiting the elevator at the apartment, he immediately spots a guy and a woman just standing out in the hallway. It is Yeli with her new man. Now watch this, his personal cash cow is online and our boy is officially back in business. Yeli snaps her head around, demanding to know how Chen got up here. He just fires back, why is the elevator locked? The guy puffs up his chest, acting tough. He claims he knows Chen's game, saying he could never win over the campus goddess. So now Chen is just here to take back his gifts and beg for emotional trauma compensation, right? That smirk is incredibly punchable. Chen glances at Yeli and jokes that even wearing broken shoes, she sure is not afraid of hurting her feet. Yeli fires back, yelling that Chen is just slandering her because he got rejected. Instantly, her rage level ticks up by 56. Chen just shrugs. When it comes to Atir girls, he will take a very hard pass. She screams at him, but her guy tells her not to waste breath on a loser. Let us see how long Chen acts tough with 0 resources. Yeli's rage jumps by 78. Those sweet numbers are already climbing up. Right on cue, Hao steps into view. The guy next to Chen practically short circuits, realizing this is Hao, the untouchable goddess from Nanda. He literally moved here just to chase her, and now they meet. He probably thinks it is pure destiny. He steps right up to greet Miss Chu, but Hao completely ignores his existence. Her eyes are totally locked on Chen. She walks straight over. Oh, it is you, she says, asking how he got up here, reminding him to come find her tonight. The guy's brain visibly melts. Wait, what? How could an absolute loser possibly know the great beauty Chu? He freezes like a complete statue. Yeli desperately catches him as he sways, shouting out for young Master Lin. Chen chuckles to himself. This right here is one bold act leading to a total lifetime of sheer introversion. Young Master Lin is utterly destroyed. Chen smoothly claims he just came up to handle personal business and was heading out for supplies. He asks if she wants to tag along since the apocalypse is raging, and outside prices have absolutely skyrocketed by now. She figures she might as well bring him along to test his survival skills. Smart girl. Chen notes that a basic bag of bread costing 8 yuan now goes for a ridiculous 160. Why waste good money like that? Apocalypse inflation is straight up criminal. He casually hands over the food rations to Hao. He reminds her she can just get supplies from him, adding that going out alone is way too dangerous for a woman. Yeli demands to know where the hell he got so much food. Chen turns around, suggesting she should show off that flirty attitude from earlier. Do that and maybe he will reward her with a lollipop. Yeli screams and her rage spikes by 113. Chen mocks her stuttering. Was not Yeli a top student in the broadcasting department? How come she cannot even argue back properly? Or is her only real talent pretending to be sweet at midnight, thanking her top stream gifter? Absolutely devastating. Yeli shrieks that Chen is a damn loser, furious he dared to humiliate her. Lin awkwardly tries to comfort her, uselessly patting her shoulder. Her rage skyrockets by 278. Chen smirks, pointing out that was all it took to completely break her. Her mental resilience is just pathetic. Hao then asks if he will live at her place now the apocalypse is here and she needs a bodyguard. Chen considers the offer and agrees to stay, demanding his own private quiet space since he is a light sleeper. Just perfect. He needs a woman to boost his system credit limit, and she needs apocalypse safety. A strictly mutual benefit. Young Master Lin's jaw practically hits the floor. What the hell? Yeli screams Chen's name, and her rage explodes by 511. The system pops up again. Total rage generated this round is 1,036, converting at 100 times multiplier straight to his limit. His credit limit hits 106,800, plus Hao's favorability increases by 20. Current favorability hits 50. Total spending sits at 1,132. A successful romance nets the host a limit of 130,200 private credits plus all of Hao's spent resources. Chen thinks he is barely starting, and his assets already top 200,000. The feeling is just incredible, absolutely amazing. Hao tilts her head, asking Chen if he uses actual magic or something. How does he conjure up all that food out of thin air? Chen tells her to just assume he did. Anyway, he always keeps his word. Then she slinks right up to Chen, her voice dropping sweet, saying he is treating her so well on purpose. Does he actually like her? That switch-up hits instantly. Chen asked her flat out if he says no, is she going to believe him? Hao claims she would not believe it unless he rejects her outright. Chen just gets up from the sofa, saying he is hungry. Let us cook something. Deflection totally successful. Hao cannot believe he actually resisted her temptation. He is getting way more interesting to her now. Meanwhile, Chen chops vegetables in the kitchen, thinking he just hit favorability 50 and she is already ready to go. He is honestly terrified of biomutant queens, good thing he held back. On the TV, the news anchor reports a breaking update. A massive cold wave hits tonight. Temperatures will plunge below zero, bringing heavy rain and gale force winds. Citizens need to prepare. Chen knows the truth with the apocalypse starting, extreme weather is completely inevitable. Next comes power grid failures, dead phones, dry pipes, zero gas, and rapid species mutation. He just keeps chopping. Suddenly the lights flicker and die. Hao asks why they lost power so early. The cold wave has not even hit yet. Real worry bleeds into her voice now. Right after the blackout, someone starts pounding on their door demanding they open up for a neighborhood routine inspection. The heavy knocking is aggressive, totally ignoring basic manners. As Hao steps toward the door, Chen sharply warns her to wait a second. Hao asks what is wrong, pointing out the committee runs routine checks every month, so what is the big deal? Chen counters that sure they do them monthly, but the last check was not even 2 weeks ago. His logic is razor sharp. Hao wonders if the water and power cuts caused this. Maybe they are hunting for illegal high-power appliances. Illegal appliances, Chen asks. What does she think this place is, a cheap college dorm? Hao's rage spikes by 13, converting into 1,300 private credits, pushing his limit to 108,100. Even as a crisis starts, those sweet points keep flowing. Chen points out that building power and water failures are a job for property management, definitely not some neighborhood committee. Something feels completely wrong here. Chen grabs a knife, hiding it flat against his arm, and they creep toward the door. Outside, the voices shout, "We can hear you talking in there, so open the door right now." Checking the peephole, they spot a middle-aged woman backing up 2 guys. Chen suddenly calls out, apologizing, claiming their relationship is pretty improper right now, so it is just not convenient to open up. He suggests they go bother the next apartment instead. Hao stares at him in shock. What the hell? Chen knows human nature always fails the test. The natural disaster has not even fully hit, and the man-made one is already knocking. Classic survival behavior. The guy in blue shouts back that he does not care about their relationship. Routine inspection means they open the damn door. The woman mutters loudly, "Young people these days really have zero shame, huh?" The purple-haired guy yells that they now have solid reason to believe the building's blackout was caused by the 2 people inside. Hao shouts through the door, begging them to calm down. Chen orders her to stay behind him. He cannot risk her getting caught in the crossfire. Hao is genuinely stunned by the gesture. Chen is incredibly generous, protecting her without a second thought for himself. Meanwhile, Chen is just thinking, if she gets hurt, who will he use to farm point? The system announces a massive 10-point jump for Hao. Current favorability hits 60. Chen realizes simple protection spikes her favorability. If he actually cooks for her, will she just throw herself at him? He learns the game incredibly fast. Bam, the woman kicks the door wide open. Hao shrinks back in fear. Chen shields her, realizing his warning did not scare them off. Things are about to get pretty violent. The woman's hungry eyes lock onto the dining table, and she practically screams about the food. Look at all that food. The guy in blue stares, declaring that with those supplies, they actually have a chance to survive. The purple-haired guy just loses it, screaming it is all his, every last bite. Pure greed takes over. Chen steps forward, calmly apologizing, saying a family member just passed away. He tells them these are offerings, asking if they really want to eat ghost food. The woman snaps back, if he cares so much about the dead, why does he not just go join them? Ice cold? Chen grips the hidden knife, repeating that the food is for the dead, then slashes the woman's throat in one clean, blindingly fast strike. Everyone stands there completely frozen. Chen tells them if they want it so badly, take it. The thugs shout out in pure frustration. They want him dead. But Chen immediately switches gears, apologizing and handing over the food. He begs for mercy, asking them to just walk away. The guys hesitate, figuring he finally learned his place. They snatch the bag right out of his hands. Chen plays along perfectly, telling them to take care and drop by anytime. Turning to leave the group, heads out. And that is when Chen strikes, taking out the purple-haired guy in one silent move. Yao screams in panic. The guy in the blue cap spins around with a knife, yelling about this punk daring to play them. Chen easily dodges the blade. He reminds the guy that his crew is dead. Doesn't that mean the food is all theirs now? Chen just wishes the guy would stop yelling. Cap guy tells him to shut up. No way he falls for another trick. Chen casually shows off his real strength. He conjures food out of thin air, announcing his awakened ability. He can summon food on command. The thug starts cursing him out, But Chen leaps straight at him and ends the fight by shoving the conjured food into his face, suffocating the guy with literal bread. Dark irony at its finest. Yao stares in absolute confusion, shouting to ask what he is mumbling about. Chen tells her to hush. He says to save her screaming for tonight. Yao's rage instantly ticks up by 15, converting into 500 credits. His current limit hits 109,600. Looking at the shop, Chen realizes he only has basic supplies for the girl, probably not something he can share. Right on cue, the system chimes in. If the host chooses to share it, deducts exactly half the item value from his credits. Fair enough, Yao nervously asks Chen what their next move is. She asks if he is terrified of ending up back in prison for this. Chen replies that it is the apocalypse. Nobody cares about the law anymore. They can bury the bodies in the community garden. If she keeps her mouth shut and he stays quiet, nobody will find out. Simple math. Then Yeli appears in the doorway with some muscle declaring that they know. She and Lin burst in with their entourage while Chen stares at the fresh corpses. He glances up at the new arrivals. He points out that if they die too, there are no witnesses. Just a simple observation. Yeli calls Chen an absolute maniac, asking if he is totally unafraid of the cops. Yeli's rage spikes by 23. Chen calmly asks if this situation is exactly what they wanted. Why beat around the bush? Watch this precision. Without warning, he kicks Lin straight in the jewels, making him fold like laundry. Yeli shrieks in panic for young Master Lin. She spins toward Chen, demanding to know what he means by them wanting this. She claims he owes them supplies. They are all neighbors and must help each other since he cannot finish that food alone. Does he just plan to watch them die? The sheer self-righteousness is staggering. Chen gestures to the corpses on the floor, then straight at them, agreeing with the lady. He honestly just wants to watch them die. Zero sugarcoating. Yeli stammers back. She yells that he only has a bit of food, and outside an apocalypse, nobody would even care. Her rage jumps by 110. She screams that if he does not care, he should leave and stop acting so obnoxious. The points bump up another 36. Those sweet system rewards are trickling in very nicely now. Chen replies he has way more supplies than she thinks. He asks if she expects free handouts without trading anything back. Where is her dignity? Her anger spikes by 89. Chen pushes harder, telling her to actually beg for it instead of acting like she has 9 lives. Yeli's rage hits 216. Lin, still cupping his groin, shouts to drop the nonsense. He orders his lackeys to attack. Yao immediately yells to get out of the way. Chen notes he might tolerate disrespect on a normal day, but this is the apocalypse. The old rules are entirely dead. Moving ridiculously fast, he glides past the lackeys like they are completely frozen, slitting both their throats in a single instant. 2 bodies hit the floor before anyone even blinks. Yeli demands to know if he thinks she will just let him bully her. Stepping in close with a cold stare, Chen lets her know her time is up. Total trash, zero mercy. Desperate and raging, Lin grabs a heavy vase from a nearby table and charges straight at Chen. He screams at the fool to die. Chen simply sidesteps the clumsy attack and plunges his knife right into Lin's chest. The blade sinks deep. He leans in close as Lin's eyes fade, whispering to rest in peace. He will personally teach his sister a proper lesson for him. Cold as ice. Watching Lin's lifeless body crumple to the ground completely shatters Yeli's arrogant demeanor. Dropping straight to her knees, she crawls toward Chen's feet with a sweet, honeyed voice. She begs for her life, admitting she was wrong. She claims she merely wanted to test him. And now that he passed, the only thing that matters is surviving this apocalypse together. The sheer, shameless audacity. Chen looks down at her, telling her to get lost. 2 words, Yeli scrambles backward toward the door on hands and knees, babbling she is leaving. Back inside after Yeli runs off like a scared rat. Hao turns to Chen. She asks if he is letting her go, hinting at some lingering feelings. The jealousy is barely hidden. Chen tells her not to be jealous since she is not worth it. Smooth move. Hao points, what about them? Gesturing at the bodies, she asks if they are burying them. Chen says, no need, just toss them out the window. Throwing them out serves as a clear warning. Let us see who dares to start trouble now. Our boy is basically thinking like a mob boss. Down below the apartment, Beiwei and her little squad huddle together in the freezing cold. A buzzcut guy looks at her, calling her sister Wei. He asks if this cold wave means they run short on supplies. Beiwei says if they run short, they just grab more. Her brother has their backs if anything goes sideways. She says it with absolute confidence, like her brother is some apocalypse insurance policy. Then a sudden shout comes from above. Bodies come raining down, thudding onto the pavement like heavy sacks of meat. That is wild. Beiwei's eyes go completely wide. When she actually recognizes the faces, panic sets in and she screams out. Blood-curdling stuff. The guy with her stammers out Sister Wei that looks like young Master Lin. They are completely dead as doornails. Beiwei's eyes roll back and she faints on the spot, collapsing right into the guy's arms. They start shouting for Sister Wei, shaking her like a total ragdoll. Meanwhile, back upstairs, Hao confirms the bodies are tossed. The cold wave is hitting soon, so what now? Chen is cooking at the stove, like nothing even happened, telling her not to rush. Let us have something hot first, then he will head down and check. Unshakable priorities. Chen mutters for the system to settle up. The prompt pops up, current credit is 160,600. Hitting 200,000 unlocks brand new mall categories. He is getting pretty close. Chen takes the steaming food and hands it over, telling Hao to try it. Proud chef moment. Hao thinks she never expected anyone to treat her this well during the apocalypse. It truly feels like the warmth of home. Actual warmth. She asks Chen if he plans on eating, but he says he is not hungry. She should go ahead. He thinks now is not the time for food. The cold wave approaches fast, so they must prepare. Always thinking ahead. System pops up again. Hao favorability plus 40. Current favorability hits 100. She is completely devoted to him. Successful strategy. Host gets 113,200 private credit plus consumed supplies. Current credit hits 273,800. New mall categories unlock. Chen thinks how nice and efficient this is. Just then, the guys carrying unconscious Beiwei stumble into his path. They try waking Beiwei up, aggressively patting her cheeks and begging Sister Wei to open her eyes. The guys look up, spotting Chen standing right there. Their faces go ghost pale as one mutters, "It is him again." The blue-haired guy stands there with Beiwei looking like he has something important to say, suddenly calling out to Chen. Chen turns, squints, and asks if the kid is calling him. The guy snorts, "Well, duh, who else? His mom." That was absolutely the wrong thing to say. Chen slaps him before the fool can even blink. Chen tells him not to call his mom. Asks if he really thinks he is worthy, demanding he stop chickening out and just finish. Honestly, Chen just spent 100,000 credits to double every single one of his physical stats. So casually dealing with trash like this blue-haired idiot is an absolute breeze. Plus, he has important things to do, stuff that definitely does not involve wasting time on clowns. The buzzcut guy with Beiwei is standing there, his brain completely spinning. How did this kid suddenly get so ridiculously strong? He just kneels down, hands shaking, begging for forgiveness. He calls him Big Bro, saying they were blind before and did not recognize the mountain. With the apocalypse here and zero supplies, they would all die if they did nothing. They had no choice. Absolutely no real choice at all. He begs Chen not to hit him since he already hit his brother hard enough. Honestly, these guys fold so incredibly fast. Chen looks down at the blue-haired dude still on the floor, asking, "What about him?" Still calling his mom. The guy shakes his head so hard it nearly snaps off, shouting, "No, Big Bro. He will never do it again, ever. And if Chen needs anything, literally anything at all, just say the word." Chen thinks, yeah, they will say the word now. Both of them kneeling right there like stray puppies waiting for commands. He asks if they know why the building lost water and power. The buzzcut guy confesses immediately. Oh yeah, they definitely knew they were the exact ones who cut the power and water to the whole building. Then they scuttled door to door, swiping supplies like absolute rats. Zero hesitation, they just spilled everything. Chen lays down the law before they go anywhere, turn those utilities back on, and drag Beiwei up here. He promises that if they behave, he will personally keep them alive through the approaching cold wave. Those two guys thank him profusely, treating him like their absolute savior. Shortly after, inside the apartment, Beiwei wakes up. Her nose twitches at a delicious smell, and she immediately asks where they are. Blue hair lights up. "Sister Beiwei, you are awake." She locks her eyes straight onto the steaming bowls, demanding to know where they found beef noodles. He tells her Big Bro handed them over. Chen is just sitting right there, greeting her completely unbothered. She spots him and shouts out his name in shock. Then she spins on her lackeys, furious they would actually call Chen their Big Bro over some cheap food. Absolutely zero backbone. Blue hair just shrugs. What else could they possibly do right now? He tells her to eat some too, since it tastes amazing. Chen chimes in, yeah, what is backbone worth anyway? Just a few bowls of noodles, probably. Beiwei snaps right back. She tells him not to think this nice act means her brother will hand Yeli over to him, and that is where the tension peaks. The bowls sit there steaming while Chen casually tells the angry girl that he is not eating a bite. Just forget about it. Beiwei stares at him like he lost his mind, yelling that it is literally just a bowl of food. Who actually cares? Right on cue. A system notification flashes into view. Beiwei hits rage level plus 336. All Chen can think about is thanking his best supporter for dropping 33,600 easy credits in his lap. Man, what an epic haul for our guy. Now watch this reaction. Beiwei jumps up so violently the table shakes, knocking a bowl clean from her subordinate's hands. Both lackeys cry out in pure panic, like someone just torched the entire building. She spins on Chen, jabbing her finger out. She tells him to listen closely and make her a fresh bowl right this exact second. Bring it over and kneel down to feed her, or her brother will personally shatter every tooth in his skull. Chen calmly sets the food right back on the table. He catches her hand mid-tantrum and pulls the front door wide open. He shoves her straight out into the freezing hallway, telling the idiot to get lost before slamming the heavy door completely shut. Hao watches this whole crazy scene play out. He asks if locking a bratty girl outside in that deadly frost is really a smart move. It really is not. Chen just leans back asking what the guy is actually worried about her getting cramps. To hell with her cramps, what an absolute joke. Meanwhile, Beiwei sits stranded outside the room fuming and cursing that bastard Chen. He refused to feed her a simple meal and now he tossed her into the hallway like a piece of actual trash. Then she finally feels it, the brutal cold seeping in. She wonders if it has already started snowing outside. Did the massive cold wave hit without anybody noticing? She starts pounding frantically on the door. She yells that if Chen opens up right now, her brother might spare his miserable life. Otherwise, she guarantees he will not survive the night. Chen replies from inside. His voice cuts through flat and ice cold, telling her that her dear brother is already a freezing corpse. Her face drops completely. The horrific memory of falling bodies flashes violently right behind her eyes. She screams and smashes her fists against the metal, shouting that her brother is fine. Chen simply tells her to go downstairs and check herself. She keeps screaming he is lying. He is just insanely jealous of her brother, that is all this is. Then Yeli suddenly appears from the opposite door. She asks Beiwei why she is standing out there and invites her to come inside. Hao peeks through the narrow crack, warning Chen that Yeli opened her door and that girl is definitely not a good person. She might easily turn Beiwei against them. Chen processes that quietly. The other guy with the buzz cut chimes in to agree with Hao completely. Honestly, Sister Beiwei is pretty pitiful when you think about it. Why not just lend her a hand? Out in the freezing hall, Beiwei bursts into tears, clinging to Yeli like her only lifeline in the world. From inside, Chen mutters fine, then stands up. Chen violently yanks his door wide open, and what do you know? Both girls are lying right there on the floor like a pair of freezing cats. Still grounded, Beiwei claims she is glad Yeli finally softened up. Just as those words leave her mouth, Yeli lunges forward. She grabs a tight fistful of Chen's clothes, begging him not to do it. She is absolutely freezing and starving. Everything in the past was completely her fault, so she begs him to take her inside. Chen just stares down coldly. Don't do what exactly Beiwei's entire brain short-circuits. She is completely stunned. She yells at Yeli to stop kneeling to trash like him, screaming that a few cheap bowls of noodles are absolutely not worth giving up her dignity. The system flickers to life rage level 128. Yeli does not even hesitate, swatting Beiwei's hands away like annoying little insects. Beiwei just stares in open-mouthed shock. Meanwhile, Yeli desperately clutches Chen's shirt. She repeats that everything in the past was entirely her fault. She begs for his forgiveness and promises to be his absolutely loyal dog from now on, ready to do whatever he asks. Chen tells her sorry, but he already found that dirty guy. The tension freezes harder than the hallway. Beiwei turns to Yeli with a shaky voice, insisting she does not have to act like this. They can find food supplies themselves without needing him. Before she even finishes, Yeli snaps angrily, demanding how exactly they are supposed to find any supplies out there. It is already -1 degree outside. Is Beiwei actually trying to kill her? She just keeps going, her voice completely cracking under the stress. She screams that Beiwei's brother made her miss out on Chen, so his death was entirely deserved. Without his money, she never would have given up on Chen in the first place. Beiwei's mind completely blanks out. What did Yeli just say? Yeli shouts it loudly right back. She calls Beiwei and her brother absolute trash, total society scum who both deserve to die. The system suddenly lights up. Beiwei's rage hits 223. Yeli's rage hits 268. Now get this, Chen leans against the doorframe thinking, this dog-eat-dog drama is insanely fun to watch, way better than TV. He holds up 2 fingers, laying down the law. He points right at Yeli, telling her to stay far away and stop being a massive eyesore. Yeli's face completely crumples. She calls him totally heartless. Then he points straight at Beiwei, casually admits he killed her brother, and asks why she still hasn't figured it out. He tells her that submitting right now makes them square. She can just consider him her new brother. If not, she can go die with Yeli far away from his sight. Beiwei's rage violently spikes again. A clean 171 points plus a savage 578. She spits back that he is a filthy lapdog and she will absolutely kill him first. Chen shuts the door right in her angry face. From inside the room, he watches her rage pop another 121 plus 226. He shakes his head. This girl is wild. Her temper is basically a walking natural disaster. The system chimes one final time for this session. 2,272 rage points exchanged for 227,200 credits. Current balance hits 400,800. Honestly, not a bad haul for a freezing hallway showdown. Chen sees the notification pop up and his eyes nearly bulge out of his skull. 400,000, he blurts out in total shock. 400,000 means he is already turning a massive promenade. Fallen girls really are the best. Then he laughs maniacally like a villain who just won the lottery. One guy whispers, asking why the boss is laughing so creepily. He gives off genuinely scary vibes, asking if he just turned evil or something. Hao just shrugs, completely used to Chen's sudden bursts of madness. Chen casually hands out cans of cold beer. A massive grin is plastered across his face. Tonight they drink until they drop, he loudly announces. But right as he speaks, the lights flicker, and then bam. Total blackout. Everyone totally freezes in place. Hao mutters how weird it is, wondering why the power died again. She asks if the neighborhood committee people are messing around again. The buzzcut guy violently shivers. They are doomed. Without any heating, the room temperature will drop like a rock, and literally none of them brought warm clothes. The other guys are already panicking hard, crying that they are dead for sure now. Chen simply shakes his head. He does not think the committee did this. The temperature dropping so low is probably just messing with the building circuits. Hao immediately asks him what they are going to do now. Chen tells everyone not to panic. Even without electricity, they still have the gas stove. Heating something up will definitely help keep them all warm. He then turns to Hao, asking if she has any warm clothes on hand. Hao looks at him like he just asked the dumbest possible question. She flatly states she only buys in-season clothes and throws all the off-season stuff away. She hasn't even bought any blankets yet, so what exactly are they going to do? Chen thinks quietly, asking the system how much longer until the next shop category unlocks. The system immediately informs him that the next tier for the Vengeance shop requires 500,000 credits. Chen mutters that she is a damn stupid woman, always failing at the absolute worst times. Hao's rage points instantly increase by 265. Manchen is milking that system rage like an absolute pro. Hao violently fires back, asking if he seriously bought winter coats and blankets during summer. Chen just grins. Damn right he did. He tells her not to bark just because she made a stupid choice. Hao's eyes go wide, her face completely flushed. She demands to know if he is brain damaged. Her rage spikes by 399. The buzzcut guy leans over, asking what is going on between the boss and Hao. The other guy simply shrugs. How is he supposed to know? He guesses the extreme cold just got to their heads. Hao immediately shoots them a death glare. Those three are the ones with frozen brains. She yells that all of them have frozen their brains solid. Her rage points increase by 523. Seriously, this girl is a walking rage factory. Now is the time, Chen thinks, commanding the system to settle the points. The system notifies him. Total rage hits 1,187, converting to 118,700 personal credits. His current balance reaches 519,500, successfully unlocking a brand new shop category. Chen's grin grows even wider. Time to test his luck. While Chen casually tries out the newly unlocked shop, Hao shoots him a vicious glare. She warns him not to think his supplies let him trample all over her. Her rage points hit 327, immediately converting into more personal credits. Chen just takes it all in and laughs. Talk about absolute peak luck. The buzzcut guy suddenly shouts out, "The power is back, it is back." Another dude clasps his hands together. Thank God we are saved from the freezing cold. Hao tilts her head. It is definitely weird how fast the electricity came back on. Must have just been an outage. Hao blushes, looking over at Chen. Meanwhile, Chen realizes his luck has absolutely skyrocketed today. He spent 100,000 credits to secure half a year of utilities all at once. Now it is time to cash in big. Chen marches into the corridor and starts hollering like an absolute madman. He screams that his wife cheated and his mother-in-law abused his patience completely. His tolerance is completely gone. He tells everyone to come to Unit 701 to hear his epic revenge master plan. People outside keep chattering away. They wonder exactly how many trashy soap operas this guy binged. So cringe, some purple-haired woman mutters. Is he seriously pulling this ridiculous crap during the apocalypse? He is in Unit 701. Does he think he is funny? Everyone is literally freezing to death. Just let them die in peace. Rage levels spike by 127, then 255, 366, and 118. Chen embraces the thrill of instant wealth. Keep it coming, give me more rage, he thinks to himself happily. Our guy is practically bathing in those sweet rage credits right now. The buzzcut dude watches his boss acting completely insane. He seriously wonders if the freezing cold gave the guy brain damage. Then again, what does he know? The boss clearly is not an ordinary human. His physical constitution is completely off the charts. A little wind will not hurt him at all. Right on cue, Chen sneezes loudly. The system pops up rage points this round. 83,367. Converted to credits, that makes 8,336,700. Seeing Chen smiling so bright, Hao worries. Buzzcut asks what kind of brain-dead question that is. He steps up to test it himself and asks the boss a math problem. 20 heads and 46 legs in a cage full of chickens and rabbits. How many of each animal are in there? Chen just laughs happily. Who cares how many? He shouts back, however many you want, that is how many there are. Then heavy banging starts. Angry neighbors hammer at the door, screaming for Unit 701 to get out. Hurry up and open the damn door right now. They threaten to smash their way inside. The blue-haired guy starts panicking. What can they do? There are only 4 of them here. They can never fight off an entire mob. Buzzcut groans. He cannot believe this is how everything ends. But Chen stays calm. Why panic? He is well versed in all kinds of corporate survival skills. He is fully loaded with modern life hacks. The blue-haired guy is completely confused by those acronyms. Buzzcut explains it simply: manipulation, brainwashing, deep betrayal, and selling empty dreams. Chen gives him a firm nod of approval. Finally, someone who actually speaks his language. A blonde lady and two guys keep aggressively pounding on the door. They shout for Unit 701 to face them. He was acting all tough earlier, but now he is too scared to open the door. Come out or they will completely smash his power box. Chen squints through the peephole and recognizes her immediately. It is Sun Shui, the incredibly infamous internet celeb. Chen swings the door wide open. He has hated that power box for ages. Big hammer is 80, small is 40. Break it to your heart's content. Her bodyguard tells Chen to cut the tough act. Does he think they will not actually smash it? Sun Shui asks if Chen is completely brain damaged. Chen just pushes the guy forward, telling him to start smashing. Anyone who refuses is a total coward. The guy turns bright red, his embarrassment shifting into pure anger. He grabs a hammer and smashes the box. Sun Shu smirks directly at Chen. See that, you loser? That is exactly what happens when you mess with them. The guy puffs his chest out proudly. He tells Chen to get on his knees and call him Grandpa. He promises Chen will be washing his bowls just for scraps, laughing right in his face. Chen just stands there quietly waiting. Then he triggers the system and snaps his fingers. Our guy has a flawless plan and these fools just walked right into it. The thug who smashed the power box stands there waiting for Chen to break down in tears, but then he sees it. The damn box recovers right before his eyes. He staggers back, yelling out it recovered. Am I seeing things? It was clearly smashed. Everyone saw it. The crowd is completely stunned, unable to believe their own eyes. Chen just leans against the doorframe, wearing the absolute haughtiest expression imaginable. He mocks him. Young man must be hungry. You cannot even smash a simple power box. Pathetic. The guy's face twists with pure fury. He grabs his hammer and just starts wailing on the power box over and over, smashing it as hard as humanly possible. He pounds it until it is utterly wrecked, panting heavily. Let us see how arrogant you are now, but within a single second, it fully recovers. Good as new. Chen looks over at Sun Shui and shakes his head. Your taste in men is seriously lacking. This guy is so weak he cannot even smash a power box. Sun Shui's rage jumps by 388. Her humiliated bodyguard spins around screaming. Cannot destroy the box. He will just destroy Chen. Instead, he lunges straight at him with the hammer. Chen dodges left, sweeps his leg, and lands a brutal kick straight to the nuts. Sheener is absolutely stunned. Chen just smirks at the crumpled mess. So weak, Chen mocks, from now on you are the prince of emptiness. The guy just sits there in pure agony, completely terrified. Sheener sneers right back. So what if he has a power? Once his food runs out, he still has to crawl outside to buy more. Clutching himself in agony, the guy spits an insult. You bastard, do not run if you have the guts. Chen just waves a dismissive hand, a massive cheeky grin spreading across his face. Oh my god, such a serious problem, and they actually fell for it. Sheener puffs up her chest proudly. She is a top influencer with millions of followers. If he kneels and begs her right now, maybe she will toss him some leftovers. Chen fakes wide-eyed shock. No wonder she is a completely fake, big-time influencer. Life must be great with all those followers, and then he literally starts conjuring food right out of thin air. He says this calls for a massive celebration. What should they eat? Garlic crayfish, BBQ skewers. The Wallace gut cleansing combo sounds pretty good right now. Watching this, everyone realizes something insane. Our boy Chen is truly living in a completely different world. Seeing Chen casually spawn food out of nothing, the golden-haired celebrity Sheener looks like her eyes might pop straight out of her skull. She stammers in shock, demanding to know how he made that food and if superpowered people actually exist in this crazy world. Her system rage level spikes by 523. She straight up shrieks that even a top influencer like her does not have the right to powers like that. So why should a damn loser like him get the man? These influencers really think the world revolves around them. Suddenly, the guy in the back shouts to smash everything up. Our boy Chen shouts right back. He conjures a massive bowl of rotten eggs straight into his lackey's hands, telling them to let loose. The buzzcut guy and the blue-haired guy start hurling those eggs like actual grenades, gagging and crying out about the horrible, rotten stench. Everyone feels like puking. The attackers retreat in a coughing fit while Sheener violently screams at them to smash it all. Chen is having way too much fun. Sheener is absolutely fuming, her perfect makeup practically melting from the awful stench. She screams how dare he do that to her. Does he have any idea how insanely expensive her face is? He is completely done for. Her rage level shoots up by 666. Pretty nice number. The old guy with her steps forward, trying to act all wise and menacing. He warns Chen that a kid like him needs to know when to quit. But Chen just grabs a giant bucket full of raw and rotten eggs, dumping the whole nasty mess straight onto the old guy's bald head. He yells that he will send him straight to the grave, you old bastard. The old guy goes down like a sack of potatoes, slipping hard on the nasty egg slime. The blue-haired guy shouts for everyone to hurry inside. They slam the heavy door shut and lock it tight. Out in the hall, Sheener is going absolutely nuclear. She screams at them to crush him, announcing that whoever takes down that damn loser tonight gets to spend the whole night with her. Her rage level spikes by 1,368. Desperate times call for desperate measures, right? Inside the room, Hao asks what they should do, completely panicking about a break-in. But Chen calmly tells her not to worry at all. Not even Godzilla could break through that heavy door. He made sure of it. Now it is time to open a new category system, Cash Out. The system announces an accumulated rage of 3,333. This converts to a massive personal credit of 333,000. His current balance sits at 1,620,000. New store categories are officially unlocked. Chen smiles from ear to ear, realizing the clothing section is finally open. The timing is absolutely perfect. Rain starts pelting against the window. Hao looks outside and warns everyone that the acid rain is coming. Chen stretches his arms, cracks his neck, and declares it is the perfect time. He's going out to take a nice little walk. The blue-haired guy's eyes instantly light up. Walking through acid rain sounds intense, so he begs to tag along. Proud of his spirit, Chen gives him a heavy clap on the shoulder. This young man definitely has some real potential. Chen tosses him a thick down jacket, telling him to gear up and come explore the storm. The blue-haired guy leans in, dropping his voice to a dramatic whisper. He asks if they are heading out on a highly classified secret mission. He begs Chen not to tell him he is actually the hidden leader of some truly badass underground organization. Chen just tells the kid to stop reading so many trashy power fantasy novels and get moving. The guy immediately snaps to attention. Yes, boss? Watch this. As Chen swings the door open, those three stooges are actually still outside, shivering and drenched. He smirks, asking if they are really still hanging around. He casually pushes a stunned Sheener aside, telling her to get lost and stop blocking the damn doorway. She sputters in pure disbelief. He actually dared to hit her right on the head. She is a top influencer with millions of followers. How dare this loser touch her? While her rage level increases, her boy suddenly switches sides faster than a flipped pancake. He slithers right over to Chen, holding his hands up, completely innocent. He desperately claims it was all that crazy woman's idea to stir up trouble. He was just a poor guy misled by her lies. He begs Chen not to take any of it to heart. He swears that as long as Chen feeds him, he will do absolutely whatever the boss says from now on. Chen watches this pathetic display with a totally blank face. Behind them, Sheener shrieks out that Xiaowen is a complete bastard. Tien shoots her a completely pathetic look and tells her to get lost. He calls her an idiot, warning her not to ruin the bond with his superpowered bro. Man, this guy's loyalty has a shorter shelf life than milk. Senior stammers out a hey, whipping her head toward Chen with blazing eyes. She snaps that he completely pissed her off. He better invite her in right now and serve up some good food and drinks. Isn't that what basic weak men do to win her favor, she asks. She calls this his big chance and warns him not to act ungrateful. Smack Chen's palm directly connects with her face. Did she just call him a basic man? Senior is furious, her cheek already glowing red. She screams about being a top influencer with millions of fans daring him to try hitting her again. System alert rage increased by 573. Chen doesn't even hesitate. Smack another slap lands hard. He tells her to bring it on. Absolutely infuriated, she shouts that he can't hit her. Everyone else tries to please her, so why exactly is he the exception? Her rage increases by 8.99. She is practically foaming at the mouth now. She then claims he must be playing hard to get, using reverse psychology for her attention. The sheer delusion here is honestly pretty impressive. Chen simply calls her a clown and turns to walk away. Just a straight-up clown. From behind, Tien calls out, seriously pledging his loyalty right there like a totally lost puppy. The blue-haired guy doesn't even let him finish. He plants a boot right in Tien's face and tells him to back off. Just a completely clean hit. Chen says no more talk, they are leaving. Stepping outside, he quickly spots Beiwei waiting there. The blue-haired guy's expression totally crumbles upon seeing her. He asks Sister Wei if she is all right. She looks up, eyes pitiful and desperate, silently pleading for him to save her. The system notes her favorability is at absolute 0, a big fat goose egg. Chen realizes she is just faking surrender to survive. She knows exactly how to adapt. She is a smart girl, but just not quite smart enough. Pulling up his hoodie against the falling acid drizzle, Chen tells them to take the prisoners upstairs. He orders them to hand the captives over to Howell. He is going to check things outside. Walking out to survey the area, he notices the plants and cars. They have all been completely corroded, warped into twisted shapes by the acid rain. He wonders how the delivery station is doing today. He still has a package to pick up. Priorities, right. Underneath a half-melted building, a purple-haired woman calls out to him. Her clothes are completely torn, leaving her half-naked and shivering in the cold. Chen looks over and immediately knows something is up. This has trap written all over it. The woman beckons, urging him to come over there. Chen blushes slightly but keeps his cool. He figures it is a terribly poor setup for a honey trap, and he definitely isn't falling for it. Not today. Still, he saunters up to her like he owns the place. He handsomely asks what kind of trouble she is and telling her to explain. Let's watch him play along and check her cards. The woman moves fast, pressing a cold knife directly against Chen's throat. She orders him to take off his clothes, right straight to the point. Zero small talk. Our boy just sighs internally. Total rookie move. With a sharp knife right at his neck, Chen asks the purple-haired woman a question. Even for a honey trap, there is zero reason to be this harsh. Just take it off, the purple-haired woman demands. No need to talk? Her rage increases, plus 103. Chen asks how he is supposed to get back if he gives up his clothes. She coldly replies she doesn't care how he gets back. He delayed her business, she claims, and no amount of lives could ever pay for it. Chen just replies, sister, you are so truly amazing. She demands he follow orders or simply face death. Her rage increases, plus 116. Don't be so fierce, Chen casually tells her. If she is in trouble, just say the word and he will fix it. Then he calmly removes his jacket. The woman snatches the jacket from his hand. Who does he think he is? If this wasn't useful, he wouldn't even be worthy of talking to her. Rage increases, plus 181. Chen grins. Ha, not worthy. Instantly, the jacket in her hand vanishes and safely reappears right back on Chen. When she finally learns how to properly beg, she can come talk to him. Surprised, the woman stammers the clothes just disappeared out of absolutely nowhere. As Chen steps back into the rain, she shouts and fiercely comes at him with her knife, trying to negotiate with her. She scoffs that he isn't even qualified. Her rage goes up another 133 points. Chen evades the blade, catches her hand, and tosses the weapon aside. He pins her against the wall, telling her she is the unqualified one now. So what if he is skilled? She spits back. With the apocalypse here, bottom-dwelling ants exactly like him are just worthless lives. Without resources, they are basically just numbers. Chen lets go of her, stating it is only resources. He can get as many as he wants. She mocks him as totally pathetic. He can't even get a proper meal, yet he still desperately tries to preserve his sad little pride. Fine, he won't hand over the clothes. But he can go run an errand for her over at the city hospital. And after all that effort, she offers him a grand reward of 2 bundles of noodles. Chen just stares at her 2 bundles. The woman tells him not to thank her. She assumes those tiny rations are plenty to make a guy like him drop to his knees. To her, ants are just ants. Toss them crumbs and they beg, wagging their tails. That is the massive gap between their statuses. Chen smacks her right out into the acid rain. He scoffs the difference of 2 noodle bundles. The woman absolutely loses it over getting hit by a bottom-tier scrub. She screams for him to listen, her rage stat spiking by 336. He flat out refuses. Burning with pain and pure irritation, she shrieks his name at the top of her lung. As Chen casually walks away through the downpour, the purple-haired woman wails that she is never going to forgive this insult. He does not even bother looking back. He just tosses a reminder over his shoulder, Unit A. Apartment 701. If she plans on coming by tonight, she better not knock on the wrong door. Left totally soaked and humiliated, she curses him. Just wait until she secures her supplies. She is going to make him pay. Some folks really just cannot let a grudge go. Chen grabs his package and strolls inside like absolutely nothing happened. The second he steps inside, Sina is waiting. She immediately crawls right up to his leg, clinging to him like a desperate cat. She starts cooing, calling him big bro. She knows she was wrong and just begs to stay. If he lets her stay, she promises to do absolutely anything. Chen looks down, noting it makes total sense why she is a top influencer. Two-faced as hell? Suddenly, the blue-haired guy pops up out of nowhere, grinning wide and pointing out how fast this chick caught on. Watch this instant flip. The second she realized he has endless supplies, she switched her entire personality. The buzzcut guy also appears like magic, asking if he can have her, since she is not the boss's type. Chen just wonders where these two spawned from. Seriously, they act like a pair of meerkats. Sina keeps pouring it on thick, swearing she was just ignorant before, but is now his entirely. She promises to quit streaming forever. If he wants, she will even dance for him every single day. And at night, Chen immediately cuts her off. He orders her to remember those words and never act so shameless around him again. No one is above anyone else here, got it? Sina nods like a frantic bobblehead, swearing she understands completely. As they head inside, Chen tells her to go wash up first. He refuses to let his floors get dirty. Man has his priorities straight. Right on cue, the system screen pops up to do its usual thing. It announces 44,207 rage points earned. That converts into a massive 4,420,700 personal credits. Sina's favorability is sitting at 30. Once he fully wins her over, any resources spent on her get refunded 100 times directly into his storage. Chen just stares at the screen. Money is honestly nothing but a number to him now. Seriously though, what is he even supposed to do with a mountain of cash like that? The system chimes in superpower fruits unlock at 3 million credits. Just a few more world-shattering abilities to grab because being completely invincible gets a bit lonely. He lets out a quiet chuckle. It really is lonely at the top. While Chen inspects the parcel he risked acid rain for. Hao walks over stunned he braved the storm just for a package. Chen shrugs. What was he supposed to pick up something else? Hao suddenly turns bright red, completely flustered, and blurts out asking who exactly said she wanted to marry him. Completely confused, Chen just looks down at the box and pulls out a plush teddy bear. The blue-haired guy materializes again with wide eyes, teasing the boss about having a secret romantic side. Chen just snaps at him to shut up and go to sleep. Giving a quick salute, the buzzcut guy agrees. He and the blue-haired guy decided it's time to go crash for the night. They slip out of the room, leaving the master bedroom all to him as they vanish down the hall. Finally, a moment of real peace. So much for peace. A massive bang suddenly echoes through the building, and Chen jolts up. What the hell is going on now? Is it an earthquake? Another loud crash hits, and someone outside starts screaming for Chen to get his ass out there, furious about what he did tonight. They threaten to end his damn life on the spot. Instantly, everyone else in the apartment turns to Chen with deep, judgmental stares. Baffled, Chen looks around and asks why they are all giving him that look. He swears he did absolutely nothing wrong. Hao just smirks, telling him it is totally fine and they all understand. Chen yells back, "Understand what exactly, you brat?" He tells them to go to sleep since it is the middle of the night and not a kid's conversation. From somewhere in the background, Baiwei casually adds that it must be an R-rated situation. Chen just rubs his temples, completely and utterly exhausted. He realizes tonight is going to be a totally sleepless run and that brutal acid rain has not even stopped yet. Just great. While someone tries to smash the front door down with what sounds like a literal battering ram, Chen just casually leans back. He declares that if she actually manages to break in tonight, he will hand over his spot as boss of this 30,000 square meter base to her. The guy is ridiculously confident. That heavy door is his absolute pride and joy. Buzzcut guy cheers him on, bragging that he always knew his big bro was built totally different. Then both him and the blue-haired guy suddenly go dead silent. Their eyes glaze right over with this dumb, completely infatuated stare. Really huge too. Blue hair just nods like a total idiot, saying she is top tier, absolutely top tier. Baiwei sneaks up and aggressively smacks both their heads together, snapping at them to shut up. Two hollow coconuts cracking. Finally, someone with actual sense. Chen figures that out in this chaotic world. Your personal image is basically whatever you make it. Ha gets super annoyed, asking if they are really letting her make a scene this late. What if they disturb the neighbors' real top priorities during an apocalypse, right? Imagine worrying about noise complaints now. Chen stands up, stretching lazily. He reminds her that when Notre Dame tried kicking her out, he alone defended her. Kind of a random flex, honestly. Ha instantly gets pissed, her rage spiking by 115 points. Her face flushes bright red. She points a shaky finger at him, shouting, "You," but physically cannot even finish the sentence. Chen swings his heavy door open like absolute nothing, immediately finding himself staring right down a gun barrel. The purple-haired woman stands there, her clothes still ripped up. She is shivering, but fiercely determined. Chen casually mentions he is not pointing a weapon at her, so she should lower hers too. Sounds like a totally fair trade. She screams that he is a pervert, threatening to blow his head clean off. Her rage meter instantly skyrockets by 230. Oh, wait. I'm at 33. Leaning coolly on the doorframe, Chen gives her two options. 1. Keep trying to kill him. 2. Join his team and make all her wildest dreams come true. She snarls, demanding to know who the hell he thinks he is, bragging like that, asking if he is just completely tired of living. Her rage surges by 426. The numbers just keep climbing. Chen casually waves it off. Yeah, she is super tough. Clearly leaving her brain at home again. He actively dares her to go ahead and fire. Then he strikes this ridiculous pose, claiming he is just a firecracker spirit, wishing everyone an early Happy New Year. And slams the door right in her angry face. The guy has absolutely zero fear and maximum sass. Outside, the woman just stands there completely baffled. You have to feel bad for her. Her divine might is literally a siege-level weapon, so how could it not blow open one single door? She honestly wonders if this guy hides real serious power behind his nonsense. Gritting her teeth, she shouts that she will let him go for today. But if he dares mess with her, she promises him a deeply miserable death. Empty threats are always the best kind. Chen swings the door open again. Now he stands there looking handsome, posing like a military recruitment poster, swearing he always keeps his word. And following him is her smartest move. But before he even finishes his big sales pitch, she steps up and punches him completely square in the jaw. She walks right past his groaning body into the apartment, telling him to just shut up. The group's peacemaker steps in, saying, "Chen is always just like that, so do not take it to heart." They offer her some hot beef noodles to warm up. Her brain totally short-circuits the second she hears the word beef. She thinks about it, real actual glorious beef. Think about it in an apocalypse where resources are totally monopolized, only Jiangcheng elites eat this well. Having real beef is insane. She seriously wonders who this Chen guy actually is. A fool or a genius? Probably both. Sanire suddenly pops up complaining she is hungry too, sliding over to Chen with these massive pleading puppy eyes. Completely flustered, Chen waves his cooking spatula around and asks if she is about to lay an egg. But since she keeps calling him big bro, he tells her to just hang tight. He will whip up something good for her. Sanire throws her arms around him, hugging him super tight, cooing that she knew he loved her the most. Our boy just lets out a heavy sigh. This is just his life now. Meanwhile, the polite one turns to the purple-haired woman asking if she was rushing toward the city hospital because she felt sick. Still aggressively shoveling hot food into her mouth, the woman suddenly freezes mid-bite, her eyes going incredibly wide. She mutters that there is zero time to explain. She absolutely has to get that thing before dawn. Whatever that is, it sounds violently urgent. Chen is over at the stove completely in his element. While cooking, he proudly announces to the empty air that he is adding another sprinkle of soul scallions. The chef god's own secret recipe. Delicious and super healthy, the guy is basically running a solo cooking show now. This apocalypse has really gotten to his head. The purple-haired woman has exactly zero patience for his ridiculous culinary theatrics. She stomps right over, grabs Chen hard by the ear, and yanks him toward the door. There is no time left, he is coming with her right now. Yelping in pain, Chen turns back to his crew, shouting that he is counting on them to hold down the fort, and he will return soon. Ha tells him to please be careful. But Beiwei sits comfortably on her chair like a literal queen, waving lazily and telling them not to worry. Bad weeds always live long and he is tough as nails. Was that a compliment or a massive insult? Chen has no time to figure it out. The two rush outside into the still drizzling acid rain, desperately trying to find a working vehicle. Chen leads her right to a charging station, presenting this electric scooter like it is his prized stallion waiting in the stable. The purple-haired woman just stares at this rusted, half-melted scooter, asking if that piece of junk actually runs. Chen shrugs, why wouldn't it? It is his ride. He claims it handles any road like an absolute boss, boasting about this beat-up vehicle like he is selling her a luxury sedan. Her eye twitches. The battery is half dead, so how the hell is it supposed to move? Is this guy just messing with her? Her rage meter shoots up by 336 points. Pure frustration is practically radiating off her. Meanwhile, Chen proudly calculates his assets over 2 million coins now. Replacing a scooter battery, absolute piece of cake for our guy. He keeps that part quiet, just smirking. Then he turns to her, totally dramatic, and asks if she believes in light acting like he is dropping some deep, profound truth. She is so infuriated by him joking around right now that she cocks back her fist and just decks him right in the face. Believe in your damn mother, she snaps. Her rage spikes again up another 422 points. 2 punches in one single night. Chen is out here collecting them like Pokemon. Stumbling back and clutching his face, Chen calls her crazy, admitting that punch actually really hurt. Chest heaving, the purple-haired woman stands there. She shouts that she must be totally out of her mind to actually trust a street thug like him. She turns on her heel and storms off, completely done with him. But right then, a soft hum fills the air. Chen rolls up right beside her on the fully charged scooter, its headlight cutting sharply through the dark rain. He pats the seat behind him and tells her to hop on. The purple-haired woman completely freezes. Shockingly, the damn thing actually works. Wrapping her arms tight around Chen from behind, she asks in total confusion why this scooter is not melting in the acid rain. Chen instantly roasts her back, asking if she is totally blind. His down jacket blocks acid rain perfectly, so why is it such a huge miracle that his scooter can do it too? She instantly snaps back, how was she supposed to know that? Grinning, Chen tells her to hold on tight today. He is giving her the absolute best joyride this apocalypse has to offer. Hearing that, she is honestly pretty impressed. This guy just keeps pulling insane new tricks right out of nowhere. Even right in the middle of doomsday, he showed up to save her. It reminds her of her father claiming she would meet a true savior someday. Right then, the system notification pops up. Chao Kang's affection just increased by 10. Chen simply smiles. His balance already climbed past 2.2 million, making this spending spree incredibly sweet. He then tells Chao to hand over her gun so he can upgrade it. I'll trade it. She freezes for a second, staring in absolute disbelief. Wait, he can upgrade weapons now too. Chen casually upgrades the gun without a single second thought. Every coin he spends on her comes back 100-fold anyway, thanks to the system. That is basically legal money duplication with just a few extra steps. They soon arrive at their destination, but a stubborn guard steps right in front of them, blocking the entrance. Kao calmly introduces herself like this is standard routine, expecting him to let them through, but the guard is not having it at all. He coldly snaps that he does not care who she is. Even if the Jade Emperor himself showed up, nobody is getting past him today. Xiao steps closer, glaring at him, but the guard only gets even nastier. Giving her a disgusting smirk, he mocks her foxy face, claiming she probably carries every disease imaginable before telling them to get lost. Chen finally steps in. If your mouth is itching that badly, he warns, go rub some hemorrhoid cream on it instead of spraying garbage everywhere. The guard refuses to back down, aggressively running his mouth. And honestly, that is quite enough. Chen's patience hits absolute zero. Without another single word, he pulls his gun and fires. One shot, no villain speeches, just instant brutal consequences. Shooting the guy clean through, Chen strides over and kicks the body aside, joking about giving him a glycerin enema. The guy was cannon fodder and needed to act like cannon fodder. Our boy is completely unhinged tonight. Kyle shouts that they are all coming out now. More guards pour from the building like a swarm of angry ants. Snatching up the fallen gun, Chen tells Chow that today he will show her exactly what a crossfire gun god looks like. Champion of the apocalypse right here. As Chow floors the scooter, Chen sits on the back, picking off guards one by one like a carnival shooting gallery. Just clean shot after clean shot. One guard throws his weapon down, dropping to his knees in the pouring rain. He begs and cries for his life like a baby, but Chen beats him down anyway. Absolutely no mercy in this apocalypse. They burst right through the hospital entrance tires, loudly screeching. Kiao is already shouting for old Chen before they even stop. Dr. Qin shuffles out, eyes going wide, asking little Chow if she is all right. He points out the dangerous acid rain outside, but Chow simply brushes the whole thing off. But he brushes that off entirely, demanding to know how the experiment is going. Meanwhile, Chen already tracked down a cute nurse. He turns on the charm, telling her the apocalypse is actually here. He acts terrified, just totally scared. He asks for a full physical, treating this besieged hospital like a singles bar. Chow's eye twitches. She marches right over, grabs Chen by the ear, and twists, hard. She tells him he is just begging for a beating. 2 ear pulls in one night. Dr. Qin asks who this kid is. Chow introduces Chen, admitting she never would have survived without him. Old Qin nods slowly. He notes the young man is clearly something else. The nurse scoffs from her counter. So what if he is? The apocalypse just started and surviving until the end is all that matters. Old Qin sighs heavily. It is a tough apocalypse out there, and capable young guys like Chongwei are incredibly rare. The nurse immediately perks up. Of course her Chongwei is a massive cut above the rest. He has resources and connections. Nothing like ordinary people. The way she brags, you would think this Chongwei walks on water. Chen tilts his head. He asks if her Chongwei's crap is gold-plated. The nurse turns beet red, demands an explanation, and accuses him of jealousy. Her rage value increases by 225. There is the sweet payoff. Chen tells her not to judge a book by its cover, or she will catch a face slap later. True wisdom. But honestly, the nurse keeps going. She snaps that her Chongwei has endless rice flour and oil despite the apocalypse. He even brought her white flour-steamed buns this very morning. Could Chen manage that? She tells him not to think she is blind to why he is getting close to her sister. He wants their resources. He wants to suck up to them. Just wild assumptions flying everywhere. Chen just smirks. We are really flexing white flour-steamed buns now. Xiao listens quietly, totally confused by this, and finally speaks up. She questions the steamed buns brag and asks Miao if she knows Chen literally eats beef noodles at home. Miao lets out a sharp laugh. She looks at Chow like her sister just claimed the moon was made of cheese. She asks if Chow is so hungry she is starting to hallucinate nonsense. She argues resources are monopolized. The higher-ups already collected all supplies for a unified distribution. Ordinary families are lucky to get 2 bundles of plain noodles. Forget beef, even her amazing Chongwei cannot find any. So how could Chen? The logic seems completely airtight to her tiny brain. Chen reaches over and knocks her on the head, asking if she just got back from painting fairy tales in Dunhuang. Her rage value increases by 376. Not bad, but he knows she can do better. Dr. Qin asks the young man if he might be so bold to ask, is his father in the government? Chen says no. The doctor asks if his father is in business. Chen declines again, no, just a regular guy with a scooter and lots of beef. Miao jumps in, telling her grandpa to stop asking questions. She tells him to look at Chen. He is just some loudmouth hoodlum not worth his time. This girl is on a total mission to dig her own grave. Kiao looks at Miao with pure pity and disgust. She asks if she realizes how stupid she is. Miao cuts her off mid-sentence, completely missing the point. She claims she knows her sister is just jealous that brother Chongwei chose her instead. She tells her not to worry for the sake of their sisterhood. She will ask brother Chongwei to overlook her past behavior and toss her a bite to eat. Smack Chen plants his palm right across her cheek before she even finishes that little speech. He says he is giving her a solid slap first to see if she keeps blabbering like that. Miao clutches her face, shrieking. She calls him a stinky hoodlum and asks how he dares hit her. Her rage value increases by 558. There it is, smack, another slap, clean and efficient. Chen tells her to stop acting so noble. He asks if she thinks she is some princess and which karaoke bar she works at. Miao calls him a bastard, screaming, he is finished. Her rage value increases by 637. The numbers are climbing perfectly tonight. She screams how dare he actually offend her. Her Changwei is with the Huo group. With just one word, she can make Chen disappear from Jiang City. Chen acts terrified. His face goes through an entire performance of pure terror. He stammers the Huo group is not the biggest group here. This is bad. Oscar-worthy acting. Right on cue, Changwei struts in like he owns the place. Miao immediately throws herself into Changwei's arms, sobbing heavily. She cries out that they are bullying her. Changwei puffs up his chest. He demands to know who dares to bully his woman. They must be incredibly tired of living. Chen and Chao get visible chills watching this cringe unfold. Honestly, it is turning into a cheap soap opera. Miao points a shaking finger, tears and all. She cries out, "Honey, it was him." That rogue harassed her, and when she refused, he hit her. A smooth, buttery lie. Changwei snaps his fingers, asking his guards what they are waiting for. Go get him! The guards move in like trained gorillas. As they move in, Chen beats them down fast and clean. Now they just stand there, clutching their throbbing hands. Chen shakes his own hand dramatically and yells out a fake ouch. He looks at the groaning guards, asking if the big brothers are doing fine. Pure artful audacity. Mao scowls face twisting in confusion and pure fury. She screams out, asking what their problem is and demanding they finish him off immediately. Her rage value jumps by 115, sheer desperation creeping in fast. One tough guy guard pulls out a knife and lunges straight for him. Chen just casually lifts a leg and kicks the guy right in the family jewels. The man crumples as Chen apologizes, calling it a reflex and offering a do-over. The guard stays absolutely down. Changwei spits in disgust, calling every single one of them totally useless. The boss is absolutely fuming. Quang steps up, her voice completely cold and steady. She calls Changwei out. She knows he only used Mao to steal the gene experiment data today, planning to awaken first and monopolize the tech to rule this apocalypse. Boom! The ugly truth is finally exposed. Mao erupts, instantly screaming that Quang is speaking pure nonsense. Changwei truly loves her. That gene data is the hard-earned result of her and Grandpa working tirelessly. As the grandson-in-law, it is only right to hand it all over to Changwei. Chen claps his hands together, calling this situation fascinating. He says it is his absolute first time seeing a hungry weasel wishing a chicken a happy new year. And the clueless chicken is not just marinating itself, it is personally slaughtering its whole family to cook up a massive feast for the weasel. Her rage value skyrockets by 216 points. She screams at him to shut up, insisting Changwei is nothing like that. Heavy delusional denial. Chen suddenly pulls papers out of thin air, casually announcing the data is right here. He offers them the data if they just spare his brother today. Are you buying this? Because the guy is laying the fake desperation on incredibly thick. Dr. Chen blinks in shock, wondering when Chen actually grabbed that data. His stunned mind is clearly struggling to catch up. Quang's face hardens completely quietly, thinking she really never expected Chen to be this exact kind of cowardly person. Changwei lights up a massive greedy grin spreading across his ugly face. He tells the kid that handing the file over was smart and buys his life. Hook, line, and sinker. Mao sneers hard, saying he is truly just a spineless little wretch, while Chen hands the papers over. Quang stews in very dark thoughts. She promises herself that if she survives today, she is definitely ending Chen permanently. The exact second Changwei and Mao get their grubby hands on those precious files, Changwei smirks and instantly orders the guards to take them away. Mao grabs her husband by the arm and points straight at Chen. She demands he use Chen as a punching bag just to vent her endless anger. Changwei puffs his chest out, declaring the madam has spoken. He yells at the men, asking what they are waiting for and ordering the hit. The guards start moving in. Chen simply holds up a hand. Wait a minute. Mao mocks him, asking if he is finally getting scared now. She smirks, declaring it way too late. Chen tilts his head and casually apologizes. He admits that ever since the apocalypse began, he honestly has not tasted real fear. Not a single drop. Mao waves the stolen gene data around like a shiny trophy. She laughs, asking how long he can keep talking tough now that they hold all the cards. Chen chuckles, sorry, it is actually not over there anymore. And just like absolute magic, the data materializes in his grip while her papers vanish like smoke. Changwei goes ghost white, entirely confused, asking when he pulled that off. Ma completely loses it, shrieking at her men to hurry up and snatch the files right back. Chen asks why they even want to snatch it back. He tells everyone to stay put as he casually flicks a lighter open, holding the dancing flame to the precious data. The fire catches fast. Changwei screams that the kid is a total lunatic. But Chen moves insanely fast, conjuring a magic rope from the system and hog-tying the whole group in a flash, all wrapped in one neat little package. Chen dusts his hands off, loudly declaring they are screwed and nobody gets the prize now. The priceless data is reduced to ash. Quang shouts, her voice actually cracking, asking if Chen has a brain tumor and knows how ridiculously important that thing was. She shakes with sheer anger. Chen turns to her completely calm and randomly asks if she believes in light. Quang, fully desperate and confused, says she believes. She actually says it loud. Chen laughs even louder, a huge belly laugh echoing straight through the hospital halls. He mocks her for actually believing in such childish nonsense, calling her a massive idiot. The madman is truly consistent. Kwang turns furious, her face flushing bright red as she asks if it is really that hilarious. Her rage value skyrockets by 888 points as she creeps up right behind him. Pure murder in her staring eyes. Chen decides the system should finally settle this score. The system pops up right on cue. This time, 4,695 rage points are obtained. They instantly exchange into a private quota of 4,695,000 for our host. The current quota hits 26,800,000. Our boy is absolutely swimming in points right now. Kwang catches Chen right by the ear, yanking hard. She yells that she is talking, demanding to know why he acts so damn profound. She pulls his ear again. His poor ears are taking a brutal beating tonight. Chen quietly thinks the quota is still slightly short, but tells her out loud not to worry at all. Chen carries the gene experiment package like he is just picking up a dinner tab. Kwang widens her eyes. She asks the young man if he is actually a medical researcher. The sheer disbelief is thick. Mao immediately butts in to question him too. Then Mao calls her own grandfather an old fool. She claims that without his senility, she and Chongwei could have at least passed this technology on. She demands to know if he is satisfied now, blaming absolutely everyone but herself. Chen just wags a finger. You cannot say that. He warns her not to act recklessly just because she has a problem with her brain. Honestly, that's pretty fair advice. Mao shoots back that he is the one with the actual brain problem. Her rage value instantly jumps by 288 points. Still rookie numbers, but hey, she is trying. Our boy just grins. Some things simply never change. Chen finishes tying both of them up like Christmas turkeys, then he steps back and mocks them for acting so ridiculously fierce. He jokes about having his rabies shots. Did they really think he would be afraid? Our guy is fully in troll mode right now. Mao thrashes fiercely against the tight ropes, yelling that if he has any real guts, he should untie her. Her rage value skyrockets by 359. Chen casually asks what her deal is. He diagnosed her with wild chicken emotional breakdown syndrome, yet she still refuses to admit it. She gets triggered way too easily. Her mental resilience is just terribly poor. Chen repeats his warning not to jump the gun so quickly. Her rage value climbs by 543. The system numbers are looking absolutely beautiful tonight. Mao quietly seethes. Once the Who people arrive, she plans to personally twist Chen's head off and kick it right off their home building. Pretty dark, but Chen just keeps on smiling. Back at the apartment, Gina asks Sister Hao if she stayed awake all night long. Hao replies that she could not sleep a single wink. Gina, ever the stubborn optimist, tells her not to worry. Her brother is so ridiculously strong that anyone else will always be the one suffering. She has that much utter faith in him. Just then, she sees Hao sprint for the door, shutting it to go somewhere. Gina shouts that the hospital is quite a distance away. Plus, it is incredibly dangerous outside right now. What should they even do? Baiwei lounges nearby and asks what funeral they are rushing toward. Gina instantly calls him a brat for spouting such pure nonsense. His older brother went through all the trouble of freezing him safely. Yet he is actually sitting there cursing him to die. She calls him a total ingrate, plain and simple. Baiwei shoots back that Chen literally killed his brother. So why should he be grateful? Fair point, but definitely the wrong time. Gina refuses to argue about that right now. Sister Hao is totally worried about Chen and has already rushed outside. Baiwei is genuinely shocked that Hao slipped away. Back at the hospital, Dr. Chen asks young Chen if he can actually evolve human genes. Chen tells the old sir not to worry if he doubts him. But does he really not believe little Rose? He claps his hands together. The man must be starving after all that wild commotion. So, come on, have some breakfast. Right as he says this, he conjures an entire table completely full of food. Dr. Chen just stares blankly. Breakfast? A massive table loaded with steamed buns, fresh soy milk tea bag, century egg, and lean pork congee. There are even jumbo shrimp dumplings sitting there. The spread is utterly insane. Mao nearly bugs her eyes out, wondering how this is possible. This is the apocalypse. All global supplies are completely monopolized, yet this feast was conjured right out of thin air. Pure magic. Actual magic. Mao finally clicks the pieces together in her brain. Could this man Chen actually be awakened? A real awakened being standing directly in front of her. Chongwei, ever the cowardly survivalist, immediately switches his gears. He starts groveling hard on the floor. Brother, please spare him from now on. Chongwei swears he will follow him. Whatever Chen commands him to do, he will do it. The sudden turnaround gives you whiplash. Chen asks if that is true. Is he truly willing to do anything? Just testing the waters? Mao jumps right onto the bandwagon, purring that she is willing too. And she knows how to do a lot more tricks than her sister. The dirty implication is thick enough to cut with a knife. Chen asks to see these tricks. Mao hesitates, asking if he means right here. Chen innocently wonders what is wrong. Suddenly, she actually remembers how to feel shame. He figures that pretty face is just a human mask, and whether she acts human depends completely on her mood. Absolute savage. Mao curses under her breath, damn it, that stinky man does not know what is actually good for him. Her rage value climbs to 553. Kwang finally steps into the mess, her voice sharp as she tells them to stop playing around. Chongwei has not returned to his group yet. The Huo people will definitely make a hostile move now. This is completely serious. Chen lazily stretches his arms and asks what they are so afraid of. Cockroaches or rats, they will wipe them all out in one single go. Confidence is definitely not in short supply. Kwang shouts at Chen, admitting she knows he is highly skilled. But the dangerous master of the Huo group has been learning martial arts since childhood, becoming completely proficient in deadly fighting techniques. If they end up encountering him, they will surely die. Her fear was totally genuine. Right on cue, a massive explosion rocked the outside area. A loud voice echoed down the hospital corridors, ordering everyone inside to pay attention. Hand over the gene research data nicely, or this entire hospital gets blown to rubble in 60 seconds. Chen just cracked his neck. Guess breakfast had to wait because the annoying cockroaches had finally arrived. While that voice echoed outside, a massive squad of suited goons had already lined up. A guy in a flashy red suit stepped up, screaming that they only had 30 seconds left, just half a minute until everything went boom. The green-haired lackey beside him asked the third master why they did not simply charge inside. Red Shirt smacked him right on the head, asking if he wanted to die like the others. The green-haired guy nervously stammered that Supervisor Lee had already charged upstairs. When they glanced over at Lee's state, Red Shirt slapped the lackey again. Some guys just never learn. Back inside, Kwang went totally pale. She panicked, saying Xiaobai was downstairs and offered to hold them off so the others could escape. Chen just leaned back in his chair, casually saying there was no rush. Breakfast was obviously the top priority right now. Dr. Chen stood up with his old bones popping, pointing out that the data was totally destroyed anyway. Bai needed him alive. He volunteered to stall the goons so they could make a run for it. Shanwei started yapping from the floor, telling them to stop arguing since nobody was escaping today. He demanded they untie him right now, serve him a massive feast, and then respectfully escort their daddy downstairs. Chen shut him up by stomping a shoe right into Shanwei's face, asking why he talked so much. He was completely done with the yapping. Up on the third floor, Mao started screaming for the young master. The green-haired guy outside perked up instantly, recognizing little Mao's annoying voice. He told the third master to hurry and save her. Bai slapped his lackey across the face again, secretly thinking the idiot must be starving if he wanted trash like her. Getting desperate, his men dragged all their heavy explosives right to the front door. Chen casually strolled outside with his hands pocketed, loudly praising the Hao group young master for being so decisive, dripping with pure sarcasm. Bai looked Chen up and down, totally unimpressed, and ordered the kid to go tell his boss to hand over the data or die. Playing completely dumb, Chen asked what master he meant. Bai explained that only 3 people in Jiang City could actually wipe out a squad alone. How could a legendary killer be some weak-looking kid? His logic made sense. He just targeted the wrong guy. Chen smiled and asked what would happen if he was actually the one who wiped out all those people, just casually dropping a massive bombshell. But Base Fist slammed into Chen's face before he could even finish smiling. Our guy hit the dirt hard, completely shocked by how fast that punch was. Bay stood over him, warning the kid that showing off during an apocalypse was a stupid move. A solid life lesson delivered via fist. Chen just propped himself up on his elbows, laughing that the Hao group young master was actually pretty weak. Still talking, still heavily provoking him. Bay's eyes went pitch black, asking if Chen had a death wish. While Chen was getting smacked around, Dr. Chen grabbed Kwang's hand, warning his little Rose not to be impulsive. The old dude's grip was crazy strong. Kwang desperately pulled away, crying that she really had to go help him. Dr. Chen shook his head. He had lived long enough to judge character perfectly, and he knew her younger brother Chen was no ordinary kid. Chen did not look like the type to blindly throw his own life away. The old man definitely knew what he was talking about. Still tied up on the floor, Shanwei yelled at the old man to stop lying to himself. He told Chen to stop wasting time and read the data quickly because that was his only real chance of staying alive today. Ma slithered right over to Kwang with a disgustingly fake sweet voice, calling her sister. She promised that if Kwang just apologized and admitted defeat, and admitted she was completely inferior, Mao would gladly put in a good word and beg the young masters to spare her miserable life. The sheer audacity was wild. Kwang flatly asked if a guy like Bai would actually ever fall for her. Mao proudly bragged that her wealthy suitors could line up all the way to Shanghai. Kwang bluntly replied that was because her standards were garbage, not because she was charming. Absolute emotional damage. Mao's face twisted up, screaming about jealousy. Kwang just walked away, completely done talking to a wall. Mao shouted down the hall, demanding to know what she meant and ordering her back. Meanwhile, downstairs, the fight was getting spicy. Chen easily dodged Base heavy kicks, slipping away like water. The young master scoffed that they were too cocky, ordering his armed guards to plant the explosives. Chen raised a hand and told him to wait. Bai looked at him with total amusement. He admitted the kid's physique was pretty good, but threatened to send him to the afterlife in 3 moves if he interfered. Chen dusts off his jacket. Alright, then 3 moves is all it takes to handle this crew. Our guy just completely flipped the script. The green-haired guy jumps up laughing like an absolute hyena. Did this dude get beaten silly? He says Chen could not handle a single strike from the third master yet, claims he can wipe them all in 3 moves. The guy thinks he can crush Chen instantly. He comes charging right in, fist raised, all confidence, 0 brains. Suddenly, Kwang bursts through the door to block him. Arms crossed tight, she screams at Chen to run, but the punch connects hard, sending Kwang flying backward. She hits the ground heavily, gasping out, "Holy crap, that hurts." Kwang falls directly onto Chen, knocking them both into a messy heap. He asks if she eats iron weights for breakfast. Kwang snaps back that it is way too late for him to be mouthing off. Her rage spikes by 255. Even saving his life generates points. Ba looks down at the tangled pair, asking if Chen really plans to rely on a woman to settle this fight. The guard right beside him snickers. He thought this kid actually had some skills. Turns out he is just a coward hiding behind a woman, yet still thinks he can take them down. Absolutely hilarious. The other guard piles on, so embarrassing, he would have found a crack in the ground to crawl into a long time ago. The mockery is in full swing. Still pinned on the ground with Kwang half on top, Chen mutters, "System settled the score." The system pops up. He just bagged 2,926 rage points, instantly exchanging them for a massive host private quota of 2,926,000. But Chen feels totally frustrated. He is still short by exactly 300 rage points, so ridiculously close. He yells at the stupid woman to move and stop ruining his grandstanding. Kwang just screams his name, Chen. Her rage shoots up by 266. She screams at him to stop showing off right now. Ba is way out of his league and he needs to run. She is genuinely terrified for him. Chen just repeats himself, "Get out of the way, do you not understand human language?" Honestly, so harsh. Tears well up in the eyes of Kwang, spilling over as she stands and backs away. Fine, she snaps, if he wants to die, she will grant his wish. Boom, another 118 rage points. She thinks it is totally over watching a dead man walk until Ba gives the cold order, "Finish him." The guards surge forward. Chen cracks his neck and calls it out, "System settle the score." Here is where things get wild. 300 points short or not, our boy is ready to dance. Before the fight even starts, a sleek car pulls up and out. Steps a woman with snow-white hair. She glances around, did not expect to be awakened here already. Very interesting, she adds, asking Ba if this was the so-called good show he wanted her to see. Ba hesitates, his smug confidence flickering for just a split second. Xiao! The system pings in the head of Chen, confirming Gao Xiao is the eldest daughter of the Gao family. They are one of Jiang City's big 3 families, and her rage value calculation multiplier is 10 times that of a normal person. 10 times multiplier. Chen spots her, his eyes locking straight onto her chest, definitely more than a C cup. He wonders why her rage value is so wildly high right from the start. Just naturally bad-tempered. Our boy seriously has a one-track mind even during a deadly standoff. Kwang grabs Chen by the ear and yanks hard. "Where exactly are you looking?" Her rage value skyrockets by 298. Busted. Chen and Xiao politely exchange formal introductions, acting like they are not completely surrounded by armed thugs. Kwang mutters that Chen is just a pervert pretending to be a decent man. She really isn't wrong. The gaze of Xiao lands on Dr. Chen, her cold expression finally softening. She says it is a pleasure to meet him. His gene modification technique is truly amazing. If he is willing to hand over this technology, it will absolutely change the entire apocalypse. Chen cuts in. Would passing it to other families not work? Does it have to be the Gao family to change the apocalypse? Poking the angry bear. Xiao replies coolly, the Gao family runs a top-notch gene research team highly valued by the absolute higher-ups. They hold all the resources, technology, and connections, easily the best choice in the current apocalypse. That sales pitch is incredibly polished. Chen snorts, saying she talks so big. Why did they not just develop it themselves then? Boom, her rage value surges by 2,276. Man, that 10 times multiplier is absolutely no joke. The number just jumped like crazy. Xiao keeps her cool composure. Mr. Chen should not be unreasonable, and she really hopes old Qin considers it. Whatever his requirements are, the Gao family can satisfy them completely. All business. Chen just smiles. You're asking the entirely wrong person. Cryptic. The eye of Xiao twitches. She snaps that she is speaking to old Chen and tells Mr. Chen to keep completely quiet. Her rage increases by 379. That multiplier is truly working overtime. Dr. Chen steps forward, acting humble as always. He admits he is pretty ashamed to say the gene modification technology he researched is actually quite lacking. The admission hangs heavy in the air. Xiao furrows her brow. Could it really be? Right then, Ba steps out. He was hiding and listening to the whole conversation like a snake in the grass. He tells everyone they have chatted long enough. Xiao turns right to him and asks Ba what he means by this. Ba flicks open a lighter, the flame dancing in his palm. He tells them to hand over the data or nobody survives. The game has totally changed. Xiao's voice goes completely cold. She says Ba wants to take everything for himself. The double cross is painfully clear. Ba just laughs. He says once he gets that data, not just her Gao family, but even the Wang family in Beijing will have to lick his boots. His arrogance is absolutely off the charts. Chen claps slowly and calls him out for being so cocky. Clearly, the Animal Association is backing this guy up. Even in a hostage situation, Chen cannot stop mocking him. Ba points a gun straight at Chen's head. He says he has put up with Chen for way too long. He asks why he keeps yapping. Does the kid really think he is a vegetarian? The safety clicks off. But watch this guy Chen grins super wide, completely unfazed. He says this is his first time dying with someone and he is pumped. Ba has absolutely had enough. He tells his men to throw everyone into the building. The guards grab everybody violently, shoving them through the double doors. One guy kicks Chen hard in the back, sending him stumbling right inside. The doors slam shut behind them. Xiao yells that it is one thing for Chen to seize old Chen's precious research data. But now he even wants to use Jiaoba to eliminate them, all relying on his superpower to stay completely out of it. Such a brilliant plan. Chen mutters that his brain really is not that complicated. She is giving him way too much credit. Chen hesitates, thinking her brain is actually the simple one. Her whole family are single-celled organisms, and he can totally see her secretly plotting. Xiao's rage value instantly increases by 289 Bei. Xiao snaps that their lives are on the line, yet they still have the mood to bicker. Fair point. Dr. Chen calmly says he fully believes in Brother Chen. He says they will definitely leave this building completely safely. The old man's faith is totally unshakable. Xiao says since old Chen trusts him, she will trust him just this once. It is not like she has a choice. Outside the hospital building, Ba plants the explosives and lights the fire. His men watch the entire hospital burst into massive flames. The heat is insane. Giant flames lick up the walls. Ba thinks that if he cannot be awakened, then neither can they can all just go to hell. Literal scorched earth tactics. The green-haired guy squints at the inferno. He mentions Third Master said that little punk relies on his superpower and asks if explosives can even kill him. A legitimate question. Ba scoffs, totally full of confidence, saying that little bit of superpower means absolutely nothing. That is tons of explosives. If even half an ounce of his ashes remains, he will do a handstand and wash his hair. But then from inside the smoke, a voice rings out. Chen yells that Ba better prepare a whole lot of shampoo. The two of them are completely shocked, spinning right around. As the thick smoke clears, the whole gang walks right out of the burning building without a single scratch. Chen steps forward, warning Ba not to play with fire carelessly or he might wet the bed tonight. Our boy is just utterly unbothered. Ba's jaw drops, wondering if this kid is an actual monster. Xiao crosses her arms and says, Ba has lost. Simple declaration. Ba's face twists up. He yells they are underestimating him way too much. The guards immediately point their guns toward the group. Xiao tells Ba he is really overestimating himself if he thinks he can deal with them using just a few guns. The Gao family confidence is strong. Xiao silently sidles up next to Chen and asks him if his mana bar really has 0 cooldown. Chen says he really does not know. Honest answer. Xiao is totally shocked as Ba screams to attack. The guards open fire guns blazing. Chen thinks there are way too many guns, leaving absolutely no time to escape. He just has to take a gamble. In a flash, every single one of their guns transforms into a toy water gun, bright plastic. The kind kids play with during summer. The guard shouts, staring at his weapon, asking what the heck is going on and what this thing even is. Chen asks Third Master if he just got that firepower wholesale from the bathhouse downstairs. It is spraying quite evenly. The mockery is surgical. Just then, a car screeches up and Bei Wei arrives with the whole gang from the apartment. She leans right out the window and says their real guns are over there. She waves casual as anything and says hi. Bei Wei's eyes find Chen. Even Chen is visibly shocked, his eyebrows shooting straight up. Chen looks up at the sky, feels the temperature dropping fast, and says the weather is changing. The massive cold wave is finally here. Perfect timing as always, he tells everyone to hurry up. The group piles into the car and they peel out. The blue-haired guy presses his face against the glass, warning everyone that the acid rain is back. Once safely inside, Chen orders them to seal the windows and head straight for Jiang City Elementary. He will handle the rain. Chen is taking charge, but Xiao snaps from the back seat there is no way they can go to that school. That place is already a designated Level A restricted zone. Even the stray cats mutated. Going there is pure suicide. She sounds absolutely certain. Hearing this, Bei Wei asks if the place will be completely crawling with zombies. Chen confirms it. So what are they waiting for? Full speed ahead. The guy is completely allergic to caution. Xiao lunges forward and grabs Chen right by the throat. She just told him it is a Level A restricted zone. If he wants to die, he can go alone. She is furious, bumping her rage value by 4,498. That 10 times multiplier makes her a literal goldmine. Beiwei stares out the window. The acid rain is here. Heavy droplets hammer the roof. Dr. Chen points out to his brother that acid rain is highly corrosive, yet their car is fine. Chen is clearly no ordinary person. The old man is finally connecting the dots. Then Senior asks the big question, why target the elementary school? Still fuming, Xiao mutters it is probably because someone Chen loved is trapped there. Silence fills the car for a second. Chen actually stands up in the moving vehicle, telling everyone he cannot accomplish anything in this apocalypse completely alone. He plans to unleash their potential so they can all protect their families and actually survive this wasteland. Quang just looks up and asks him to kindly get off the seat first. Priorities matter. Back at the school, the place is completely wrecked. A fierce black cat with glowing red eyes creeps toward two terrified kids. The children back away, begging the mutant cat to leave them alone. They have not eaten anything all day either and yell at the beast to stay back. The cat bunches its muscles and leaps, but a gunshot cracks through the air, dropping it dead instantly. Beiwei fired the shot. She proudly tells the kids not to panic while this young lady is on duty. Even if zombies show up, they will have to eat a few hits first. On the drive over, Chen asked Beiwei about her special skills. She puffed up her chest and bragged about being an undefeated marble champion since childhood, asking him if that actually counted for something. Chen just handed her a faintly glowing marble and said it absolutely counted. He told her to eat it, granting her unlimited marbles that scale up in power right alongside her own growing abilities. Handing out superpowers like groceries. He probably awakened the whole team. A child tugs at Beiwei, asking the big sister if she is here to save them. Beiwei replies that as long as they listen obediently, she can reluctantly offer some help. Kneeling down, Beiwei asks if they know a kid named Chen Yu-Ching from Class 1, Grade 3. The kid shakes his head no. Suddenly, a massive noise booms from outside, violently shaking the entire building. Marbles already forming in her palm, Beiwei orders the kids to stay completely still. She will go check it out. Kicking the door open with a loud bang, she announces that this young lady has officially arrived. 10 out of 10 for that dramatic entrance. Inside, a buzzcut guy is holding hands with a mother and her child, smoothly telling the sister not to be afraid. With him around, he promises nothing bad will happen to her. Beiwei tosses a marble straight at his head, nailing him right on the forehead. She yells at him the world is ending and he is still trying to pick up girls. Her rage bumps by 337. Some things never change. Later on, Beiwei and the teacher sit with the survivors to figure out what happened. Beiwei asks if the teacher has any clue where Yu-Ching went. Exhausted and pale, the teacher explains they have been trapped here since the apocalypse started. The cafeteria food ran out a long time ago. Strange mutated people and animals broke in this morning, biting everyone in sight. Panic spread fast, turning the school into an absolute chaotic bloodbath. A sudden crash echoes from the upper floor. Beiwei tells the teacher to stay put while she heads up to investigate the noise. Reaching the upper levels, Beiwei rounds a corner and finds Chen absolutely wailing on some guy, beating him totally senseless. Chen is shouting at him to get up and prove his own uselessness. Our boy is locked in full drill sergeant mode here. Beiwei shouts, asking Chen what his problem is. Chen mutters about the guy being trashed, not even bothering to explain further. 10 minutes earlier, Chen was sprinting through the ruined hallways, screaming for Yu-Ching. A tiny voice called out from a classroom. Brother Chen rushed over, his face lighting up with hope as he yelled her name. But some guy stepped right in his way, spreading his arms and demanding Chen stop. Chen stated he was Yu-Ching's brother, here to take her home. Simple enough, but the guy just squinted and asked him to somehow prove it. Chen is completely confused. He comes to pick his sister up from this school every single week. Does this guy really not recognize him? Besides, she already called him brother. So how could this be wrong? But the man just glares, jutting his chin out. He does not hand kids over to just anyone. The current situation is pretty special. If Chen cannot actually prove his identity, how can this guy safely let Yu-Ching go with a total stranger? Chen shifts his expression immediately. He shoots back that if they are playing it this way, he suspects the guy is not a real teacher here at all. Unless he can solidly prove his staff credentials, none of these children can be left with him. Taking a deep breath, the man shouts for the kids to loudly announce who he is. In perfect unison, the children yell back, "Teacher Zhao." Teacher Zhao proudly crosses his arms and tells Chen to listen up and get lost. Chen counters logically, if Yu-Ching calling him brother proves nothing, then a bunch of kids calling him teacher also fails to prove he is actually a teacher. Honestly, a fair point. Teacher Zhao turns bright red and tells him to stop being so deliberately unreasonable. Narrowing his eyes, Chen declares his suspicion that this guy is not Teacher Zhao whatsoever. He might just be a mutated species with severe cerebellar atrophy. Stepping closer, Chen orders him to call his mother to the school right now to prove his identity and their exact parent-child relationship. If he refuses, Chen promises to blow his head clean off. Teacher Zhao bravely puffs up his chest. He asks if Chen seriously believes he will blow his head off, then throws a heavy punch directly at him. Chen catches the fist midair like it is absolutely nothing. He tells everyone to hold on a minute, instructing them to hide under the corner table and remember to crouch down and hug their little heads. He gets oddly specific about this exact hiding position. Teacher Zhao thinks that despite his bravery, this reaction is a bit too exaggerated. The guy is still casually holding the fist while discussing table hiding strategies. Then a little voice calls out to Chen, his sister, confirming they are all hiding properly. Still trying to act tough, Teacher Zhao tells the young boy that a real man should never hide like that. But Chen just launches the teacher like a baseball, completely shattering the door in an instant. Chen tells him to take care of his happy farm and to avoid going outside if his vegetables die later. Raising a hand, Chen adds that there is still hope for the guy. A loud scream echoes from somewhere down below, making Chen realize there is a girl. Xiao suddenly wakes up with intense energy. His eyes go wide as he recognizes the voice of Teacher Wenlin. Without any hesitation, Chen kicks him right in the face, reminding him that mutants are everywhere here and they must protect themselves first. Clutching his bleeding nose, Xiao cries out that Teacher Wenlin is in grave danger. He mentally curses, realizing this is the perfect opportunity to win her over. Even surrounded by mortal danger, this man only cares about scoring points. Biwei suddenly appears in the doorway with her hands on her hips, asking if he buried his sister alive. Chen sharply tells her to shut up if she cannot speak properly. Only Biwei would ask a completely ridiculous question like that. Broken wood loudly cracks under the tables as a small figure finally emerges. Yuqing calls him brother and runs toward him. Chen undergoes a total shift, his face lighting up as he happily shouts out for Yuqing. They start playing and circling around, spinning playfully like it is a sunny day at the park instead of the literal apocalypse. Babio gets furious, shouting that the 7th day memorial for her own brother has not even passed yet. She strongly tells them not to go too far. Her physical rage value suddenly increases by 667 points. Still nursing his face on the floor, Xiao groans to never mind who is going too far. If they do not head down now, he will be passing his own 7th day memorial. An absolutely fair point. Chen quickly snaps out of his joy and apologizes. Since Yuqing has safely been found, he asks about the whereabouts of Gao Xiao and the others. Biwei just shrugs, claiming she knows nothing about the rest, but Miss Gao is probably busy teaching literacy to the roaming zombies. Teaching literacy to mindless zombies. Yuqing just tilts her head, giving off a deeply confused expression. Downstairs, a literal zombie is backed against a wall like a frightened dog. Watch closely here. Xiao looms over the creature, stating that Paul Stoltz once proposed that for every 10% increase in adversity quotient, work performance rises by a solid average of 21 percentage points. She adds that when encountering severe difficulties, they can easily be solved by listening, exploring, analyzing, and acting. The zombie screams in pain as Xiao leans in close. She uses her devil's whisper technique, dropping her voice to a totally sinister murmur. She lectures the creature, although it is merely a novice zombie, shrinking back will only make it hungrier and far more looked down upon by its own kind. She warmly invites it to show her its true change. The overwhelmed zombie lets out one final shriek before just completely dying. Talk to death for real. Heiyi watches closely from the side, remarking that the mental strength of a young lady from a prominent family is indeed completely terrifying. Yuqing happily claps her little hands and calls it amazing. Chen laughs incredibly hard, practically doubled over, as he compares her to Tang Sanzang, the legendary monk who could easily kill evil demons with a simple lecture. Xiao instantly spins around with blazing eyes, angrily asking if he wants to try it himself. Chen just laughs and says he suddenly remembers he has an old hen stewing on the stove at home, bidding farewell as they fight side by side. Xiao lunges right at him, trying to grab his ear. Chen shouts no way, begging her not to pull on it. Then the teacher steps forward, asking if they are all ability users. Xiao, still clutching Chen by the ear, says yes, adding that it is super dangerous here and she needs to evacuate immediately. The teacher starts thanking them, her voice thick with pure gratitude, saying they would have been completely doomed without their help. Chen stops her mid-sentence with a raised hand. He tells her not to rush the thanks, he only came to grab Yuqing and never planned to play hero. The teacher snaps her mouth shut. Xiao realizes Chen actually is not taking advantage of this situation. Her respect is clearly growing. Then the system pops up. Xiao's favorability increases by 20, bringing the total to 30. A successful capture means the host gets a 10 million private quota, plus whatever supplies Xiao used up. Chen calculates that one ability fruit costs 100,000, meaning a 100-fold increase recovers tens of millions in one shot. He totally thinks he has struck it rich. Our guy is already doing the math. The teacher says she understands, but thanks everyone anyway. Buzzcut guy, always the soft heart, asks his boss if they really are not going to take care of all these little kids. Chen fires back that there are dozens of kindergartens across Jiangcheng, asking if they are supposed to babysit every single one. Cold, hard logic. Xiao says she actually supports Chen's approach, noting that this place gets insanely dangerous after nightfall. For once, they actually agree. Buzzcut guy, ever the optimist, suggests giving an ability fruit to teacher Wen, so she might awaken something powerful. Baiwei tells Xiao that is enough. Buzzcut guy immediately shrinks back. Chen thinks that kid is quite unusual, filing it away for later. Then a shrill, urgent alarm blares from outside. Xiao's face goes totally pale. This is not good. It is the official alarm signaling extremely dangerous monsters nearby, meaning they cannot leave. Baiwei presses her face against the window, sighing that the acid rain is still falling heavily, so they probably have to spend the night. Chen says the very first thing they need to do right now is clear out every single hidden zombie threat inside this school. No arguments there. Zombies approach from every dark corner, but they take out each one methodically. Baiwei announces she will clear the middle floors, bragging her marbles never miss. Xiao says not to worry too much since she has not returned. The Gao family is bound to find this place very soon. The zombies die one by one, dropping down like flies. Buzzcut guy gets bitten by a mutant cat, jaws clamping onto his arm, but its teeth completely shatter on impact. He kicks its face, sending the toothless cat flying, claiming he will protect the teacher and kids. Chen says he will grab old Jin and seal the gate. Dr. Jin sits there playing a handheld console, looking like he is waiting for a bus instead of surviving a massive zombie outbreak. A zombie creeps right up behind the vehicle, but Chen appears from nowhere. Slashing its neck in one clean swipe, Chen says done tapping on the car window. Jin steps out, calling the little brother energetic and noting that the school district crisis seems to be fully resolved now. Walking inside the school, they spot all those zombies lying totally motionless on the ground, a literal carpet of rotting bodies. Chen sees this and remarks that it is so fierce it has to be the handiwork of that complete shrew Xiao. Right on cue, Xiao materializes behind him, asking if he wants to end up like them. Her rage value jumps by 336. She reports the first floor clear. Only 5 children survived, and she asks how things went on his end. Chen tells her it is pretty much the same on his side, but they really need to figure out a plan for what happens next. They all gather around inside the Year 3 Class 2 classroom. Chen asks what is going on, then turns to Miss Xiao to see if she understands. If they try forcing their way out, are the chances of success actually high? Xiao replies flatly that no, it is only 30%. Chen totally cheers, his face lighting up. 30%. He acts like that is an amazing odd, yelling, "Let's go." Our boy practically treats 30% like a guaranteed win. Xiao stares at him in pure disbelief, asking if he is missing his brainstem. She shouts that she meant 30% at most. At most, her rage value spikes by 6,066. That 10 times multiplier is seriously working overtime for him tonight. Yuqing tugs at Chen's sleeve, saying Big Brother is simply the best and she believes in him. Total blind faith from the little one. Xiao snaps, warning her not to be blindly overconfident since their lives matter too. Chen just grins and cracks his knuckles. 30% is way more than enough for him. Honestly, it always is. Chen asks what their nighttime survival probability is if they choose to just stay put. Xiao replies that if they stay undiscovered, it is 100%. If discovered, survival was 0. Simple as that. Chen actually finds this exciting. Our boy is definitely a special kind of crazy. Senior asks if even with her powers, survival remains at absolute 0. Xiao confirms, adding that rushing out right now equals pure suicide. Chen thinks it over, then asks if anyone knows what monsters are coming and exactly who they prefer eating. Without knowing their exact tastes, hosting them is going to be quite difficult. He seriously wants to host a monster dinner party. Xiao contemplates marinating Chen right here and turning him into a soy sauce dish. Her rage meter immediately shoots up by 3,426 points. Dr. Qin stays perfectly calm, guessing little brother Chen has a solution ready. Chen casually replies, "Not really." Surprised, Dr. Qin asks what he means. Chen hints at a way. Everyone leans in. Everyone demands the plan. Mentally, Chen asks the system about the next unlockable category. The system states that hitting 10 million points will finally unlock the genetic modification category. Quang violently lunges forward, tightly grabbing him by the neck, and yells at him to quickly spill the actual plan without keeping everyone in such painful suspense. Catching her hand, Chen tells her to relax. Big Brother is leading them to do something massive tonight. The mystery is thick. Night falls and everyone sits for dinner. Chen piles extra food onto Yuqing's plate, urging her to eat. Yuqing looks up with giant eyes, thanking Big Brother. Beiwei abruptly materializes, slamming a bowl into Chen's face, yelling at him to eat until he explodes. Outside the school, the zombie horde finally gathers. Chen and Quang watch from the window as the horde shuffles in. Smiling widely, Chen announces their honored guests are here. Now things get wild. Quang snaps at him to stop joking around while zombies roar in the distance. Chen complains his meat is not cooked yet, casually grabbing a piece from his plate and tossing it right into his mouth. Watching this unfold, Beiwei scoffs that he is still thinking about food at a time like this. Hao argues they absolutely cannot just sit here waiting for death, insisting they need a solid battle plan right away. Dr. Qin chimes in, saying he completely trusts Chen. With him around, the meat will definitely be well cooked, perfect for a hot pot. This old guy is discussing hot pot while zombies claw the gates. Laughing, Chen perfectly agrees, praising his excellent judgment. Xiao smacks him on the head, demanding he spit out the plan. She only has one life and will not waste it joking around here. Getting serious, Chen orders Kwang to go scout the enemy ranks right away. She must investigate, clearly return immediately, and strictly avoid engaging in any combat. Next, he looks at the blue-haired guy ordering Faye to blanket the area in fog to make things a bit harder for them. He notes that the big internet celebrity and the young lady both have area of effect skills. They must wait until the monsters pack the playground before striking. Glancing over at Biwei, he watches her aggressively assigning roles like a seasoned battlefield commander. Standing aside, Xiao asks why she is being left out when she is also an area of effect fighter. Her voice definitely has a sharp edge. Chen tells Miss Xiao to relax. She is their absolute secret weapon and must be saved for the most critical moment. Smooth save? Hao explains her ability is support-based, promising to finalize strategies once Kwang returns. Chen promises Xiao that from now on he goes wherever she goes. His one mission is protecting her. Someone suddenly asks, what about Chen? Then is he staying back to protect Teacher Wen and the children? Chen refuses. His honored guests have arrived. Of course he has to welcome them. Out in the night, smoke drifts through the air as a zombie slowly lumbers forward. Chen taps the monster on the shoulder, casually saying, "Hey bro, over here." The zombie turns around in total confusion. Chen punches it squarely in the face. The creature flies backward like a ragdoll. Chen mocks it, asking what the huge hurry is. Our boy is giving life advice to the undead. A massive monster lurches behind him. Before Chen turns, it gets shot through both eyes. Spinning around, Chen fakes outrage. Who did this? Where is the public decency? Instantly, a marble ricochets right off his head. Biwei shouts from above, "Dare to mock this young lady, and you are begging for a beating." Chen stays quiet, rubbing the fresh bump forming on his skull. Looking around at the carnage, Senior points out that these monsters really do not look very smart. Senior claims Miss Xiao was clearly exaggerating. Hao just shakes her head. Actually, no, without Faye blinding them with smoke, this horde would have rushed the building and they would have been completely wiped out. Puffing out her chest, Biwei proudly declares this young lady fears absolutely no monster. Right on cue, a monster crawls up beside Chen, body violently swelling with strange energy. This will not end well. A massive blast shakes the building. The monster erupts into roaring flames. Everyone screams to run fast as the explosion rattles the highest floors. The group spins around, staring at the inferno below. Xiao just glares down at the fire, calling him a total idiot. What is his problem? Kwang steps up, saying she will help. Xiao blocks her path. Die if you want, she snaps, but do not drag us down. Kwang demands to know what that means. Xiao's voice cuts like glass. Tons of explosives could not kill that guy, so why would he be in danger now? Kwang shoots right back. Those are monsters down there. If you will not save him, do not stop me from doing it. She shoves past Xiao, telling her to drop the rich girl act and get out of the way. Xiao just watches Kwang sprint toward the fire. She tells herself he will be fine, but her fists are clenched totally white. She is worried, actually really worried. With the fire spreading fast, Kwang smashes through the door to rescue Chen. Flames are everywhere, but she does not flinch. Up above, Beiwei, Zinner, and Hao watch from the window. With Kwang rushing into the fire, Hao panics. She says she has to go down too. Beiwei stops her, telling Sister Hao to stay put. Hao hesitates with shaking hands, but Beiwei says to relax. That guy is a literal cockroach. If a mountain of explosives could not finish him, a little campfire will not do a thing. Steiner mumbles that Beiwei is totally right. Rushing down there now would just wreck the entire plan. Big Brother is the absolute best, she adds. There is no way he lets them down. Hao is still terrified, praying Chen stays out of danger. Her knuckles are stark white. Chen casually steps out of the smoke, coughing heavily. He looks at the zombie. Hey brother, do not monsters usually eat their food raw? Starting with a barbecue makes you a guy of refined taste. The zombie just stares, totally confused by this naked madman. Up on the roof, the women finally exhale. Pure relief washes over them. Faye and Yuking laugh. They knew it all along. He really is the boss. Even Xiao smiles, actually genuinely happy. Chen tells the monster to hang in there, but the zombie just stares completely awkward, and it is not because of the pep talk. Chen is completely naked. Everything is out on display. The entire roof crew slams their eyes shut. Beiwei yells out a holy crap while Hao groans something about basic modesty. Steiner practically drools, her eyes full of lust, totally failing to look away. Chen just laughs and tells everyone to chill out. This young master is perfectly fine, so calm down. Right behind him, Kwang dryly asks if he is feeling a bit chilly right now. Her voice is completely deadpan. Chen admits it is actually quite breezy. Looking down, he finally realizes he is wearing absolutely nothing. Holy crap, he yells. Chen scrambles to get dressed, frantically pulling on whatever burnt scraps he can find. Suddenly, zombies surround them. They stumble in from every single direction, a closing ring of rotting flesh. Chen is amazed they showed up so fast. Kwang bluntly states the building is safer, so she is out of here. And just like that, she vanishes into thin air, just completely gone. As the horde closes in, Hao watches from above. She sees the massive numbers and really wonders if Chen can handle this alone. Beiwei preps her marbles, rolling them smoothly between her fingers. She groans that this is a pain. Literally everything is a pain to her. Now watch this, a zombie sneaks up behind Chen, and he does the truly unthinkable. He blasts a fart right into the zombie's face. The monster screams at the smell, reeling backward in pure agony. "Excuse me," Chen laughs, blaming his recent good diet. The zombie just screeches some garbled undead curse right back at him. Such foul language, Chen sighs, calling for Ziner. Beiwei calmly pops in an earbud to block the noise. Smart move. Ziner steps up with a speaker and belts it out. Her voice blasts across the entire yard. The zombies hear the awful noise and scream in pain, clutching their rotting heads. One by one, they drop dead. Chen praises her. That was genuinely awesome. Down below, the surviving zombies glare up at the building and shriek. Dr. Chen and Xiao hear this inside. Xiao wonders what on earth Chen is actually doing. Dr. Chen figures that every single monster in the entire restricted zone has been lured right to their front door. Faye covers little Yuking's ears to protect her, staying completely silent as the screeching echoes. Faye tells Yuking he has to go down and help Sister Hao. He orders her to run back to the classroom immediately. Trembling, Yuking holds out a tiny lollipop. She tells Big Brother Faye that he absolutely has to come back safe. Standing tall and serious, he claims he does not eat kid candy. But he pats her head, mutters a thanks, and pockets the lollipop anyway. Clean hit straight through the field. Face pressed against the glass, Ho yells out from the window. Things are looking pretty bad. A whole fresh wave of monsters is heading their way. But Senior just smiles. She completely believes in her big brother. Her faith is absolute with him around. They are totally fine. Beiwei just rolls her eyes. That guy really knows how to stir up chaos. Trouble basically follows that man like a shadow. Down below, Chen and Xiao stand back to back as the horde rapidly closes in. Xiao groans. Boss, there are way too many monsters. This is getting hard to handle. Chen asks if he is scared of dying here. Fingers shaking, Xiao lights up a cigarette. Chen just tells him to head back. Xiao shakes his head. No way, bro. Without the group, he never would have survived, let alone scored these incredibly awesome abilities. Loyal to the absolute bone. Chen casually reaches over and snatches the cigarette mid-drag. He crushes it. Smoking ruins your health, he scolds, so quit it. Even during the actual apocalypse, this guy hands out wellness tips while zombies rush him. Plus, he says, you are totally ruining my cool, handsome boy aesthetic. Chow nods, got it, boss, but I'm sticking close. Heading toward the zombie pack, Chen finally tells the system to settle his accounts. Time to cash in. The system pops up. Total anger value gain this time is 43,757, exchanged for the host's massive private quota of 4,375,700. Genetic modification fully unlocked. Ability light and ecological domain unlock one right after another. The notifications rapidly stack up. Chen just laughs, his expression turning downright terrifying. That kind of completely unhinged cackle that makes even brainless zombies hesitate. Excuse me, he smirks, but tonight has to be a peaceful night. Our boy casually cracks his knuckles. With fresh power surging through his veins, he stares down the monster sea. Peaceful for him, sure. For them, yeah, not so much. Chen conjures a bottle stuffed with power fruits, the glowing orbs materializing in his palm. Blasting the closest zombie, he asks what the huge rush is. Get a load of this, the real show is only just starting. He downs the fruits one by one, raw power surging as his veins faintly glow. Watching this, Kwang blurts out what on earth is he trying to pull. Chen announces he really does not care what kind of nobodies they were before dying. Mid-sentence, he fires off marbles that pierce through the zombies, each hitting its mark with scary precision. Baiwei yells out that that is her ability. Meanwhile, Chen punches the zombies using pure electricity crackling across his hands. Brutal lightning arcs with every single strike. Today he declares, you have all fallen into my hands. The guy is basically wielding all the infinity stones at once. Zombies crowd near him, pressing in tight from every single side. Spotting a height advantage, he immediately finds their fatal weakness. Piercing straight through every single weak point, he declares that not one of them should even think about trying to run away. How stares does Chen somehow have all of their abilities combined, every single one? Suddenly, Kwang screams for Chen to watch his back as a zombie lunges. But before the creature can even land a scratch, Chen simply teleports right behind it. So, you like sneak attacks, he mocks. Calling it a weak little piece of trash, he laughs at its complete lack of fair play and strength. Kicking the monster right into the incoming pack, he mocks it for not daring to face him head-on. Then he flattens a massive group with one punch. Bodies fly absolutely everywhere. What the hell are you even playing at, he scoffs. Kwang shudders, this level of strength is just way too terrifying. Beiwei mutters that the guy somehow managed to show off yet again. Crossing her arms, Xiao calls it a total pain. Being this insanely high profile is definitely going to attract upper management, maybe even triggering way worse outcomes. She is always thinking 3 steps ahead, but Dr. Qin smiles. This old man firmly believes Chen must have his own reasons for showing off. Suddenly, Xiao's phone rings. She answers only to hear a frantic voice. Young lady, this is really bad. Absolute panic in that voice. Meanwhile, as Chen finishes wiping out the zombies, the morning sun creeps over the horizon, painting the sky pink. Chen stretches out his arms. Timing is just right. He yawns. Morning has finally arrived. Face completely pale. Xiao rushes over. There is a massive situation over in the West District, she yells, telling Chen he needs to follow her right now. Chen just shrugs without a single care. The West District. Oh, so his family is in trouble, but really, what does that have to do with him? So cold. Xiao yells at him to cut the crap and move. As the squad preps for the West District, we suddenly cut to Chen aggressively recording himself. Right into the camera, he confidently announces himself as Chen Yu, a charming, righteous, extremely kind, academically flawless, and universally loved ability user surviving the apocalypse. He casually explains that a few days ago, when the whole world ended, he accidentally activated the Scumbag System. Basically, as long as he slaps down scummy girls and harvests their anger, he converts it 100-fold into pure usage quotas. He can buy literally anything from the system store, even rare ability foods. And capturing goddess hearts that grants him 100 times their quotas and refunds every supply consumed. Then he introduces his current crew, starting with Zhou Guang, fallen girl Lin Beiwei with followers Xiao and Fei. Then there is Chu Hao, a massive internet celebrity with millions of fans. Gao Xiao, from a very prominent family, plus his lovely little sister, Chen Yuqing. Dr. Chen knocks on the door. He asks if little brother Chen is ready to finally hit the road. From the bathroom, Chen adds that he almost forgot about Dr. Chen, the actual academician from the genetic research field. Our guy is basically filming a documentary while the apocalypse rages outside. Chen figures the West District where the Gao family lives has fallen. He just does not know if monsters or some new enemies inside are causing trouble. They head to the West District, cutting right through the ruined streets. Guards and a blue-haired woman step out demanding they stop. She knocks on the glass. Xiao rolls it down. "It is me," she says. The woman immediately recognizes her as Miss Gao. She warns them about some monsters in the city that have not been cleared out yet. For safety, she will personally escort Miss Gao back home. She orders the guards to let their car pass. Xiao thanks her, calling her Major Zhang. But Chen says to wait a minute, stepping completely outside the car. He points out that offering random courtesy like this is clearly just an attempt to get them killed. The blue-haired woman narrows her eyes, asking who he is. Chen snaps his fingers, telling Xiao and Fei to announce who their father is. Xiao and Fei strike a totally ridiculous pose. They announce him as the boss of a 3,000 square meter base, the absolute strongest invincible ability user ever. Where did this absolute idiot even come from, Zhang wonders. Her anger value shoots up by 3,009. Chen smirks. He definitely heard her cursing at him. The anger value spikes again, hitting plus 5,362. She tells him he is courting death and lunges forward for a punch. Chen catches her fist mid-swing and proposes a bet. If he wins, she gives him her contact info. Beiwei just sighs, knowing he is starting his nonsense again. Classic Chen. Zhang pulls a gun and shoots him right in the stomach. The loud gunshot crack echoes all the way down the street. Everyone yells out, "Chen, my brother!" Zhang looks down, telling him to ask the King of Hell for it. Ice cold. Holstering her weapon after the shot, Zhang coldly states this is the harsh consequence of him severely overestimating his own abilities. Cold as the gun in her hand. Xiao steps forward, voice sharp as a blade, Zhangling. "How dare you make a move right in front of me?" Completely unfazed, Zhang turns to her Miss Gao. She is a military major, not some private bodyguard for the Gao family. Her only orders are to protect actual Gao family members. That does not mean taking her orders. The chain of command is clear and Xiao is not in it. Xiao argues that even the military cannot just murder innocent people like that. Zhang scoffs innocent. If the innocent should not die, then what is this apocalypse? Xiao fires back that natural disasters are completely out of their control. Zhang curls her lips. Is that so? Then if she kills them right now, they cannot control that either. Twisted logic, but totally solid. Beiwei gets angry, her fists clenched tight. Zhang completely ignores her and turns to Xiao. "Miss Gao, the chairman is still waiting for you. Please this way, just business as usual." But Xiao immediately senses something is wrong. Her intuition fires off loud alarms. Conjuring her speaker weapon into her hands, she declares there is something seriously wrong with this woman. They absolutely cannot go with her. Zhang lets out a dry laugh, saying she really does not know what that coward Bai was even thinking. To think she personally had to be dispatched just to capture a few people like them. Such terrible luck. The mask is fully off now. But then a voice suddenly cuts right through the heavy tension. Now watch this. Chen wakes up stretching like he just had a pleasant nap. "Major Zhang, what a display of military might." Zhang spins around, eyes wide. "You are not dead." Mimicking her tone perfectly, Chen mocks her right back. You are actually alive." Zhang's face flushes with pure anger. She snaps, "Do not think you can bark like a dog here just because you dodged my bullet." Chen just says what he imitates her a couple of times, and she is clearly not happy about it. Pointing her gun at them again, finger resting on the trigger, Zhang sneers, thinking they are so superior, just because they have some powers. How totally unsophisticated. Chen just grins, that is right. Otherwise, how would she have ever met him? As Chen speaks, Zhang raises her gun, stating third. Master Xiao gave clear orders if she cannot bring them back alive, dead is completely fine too. Getting straight to the point, Chen notes Major Zhang is dead set on being a loyal dog for someone else. As they shoot a bullet toward Chen, he evades smoothly, asking how she knew he was talking crap and if it suited her taste. Chen simply evades all the bullets from Zhang and her bodyguards by dancing. Actual dancing treating this deadly firefight like a literal nightclub, Zhang stares at her gun. Empty. Panic flashes across her face as she realizes she is completely out of bullets. Chen strolls right up. He asks if she is out of ammo, adding that screaming her lungs out won't save her today. She calls him a bastard and throws a wild punch. It misses by a mile. Chen effortlessly catches her wrists and fakes an ouch. Furious, she demands to know why her fists feel like cotton and throws a kick. Chen casually slides back to dodge it like it was nothing. He tells Major Zhang she is a pretty smart person, pointing out that Bai was already defeated and fled straight back to the West District. So why did he send her to deal with them? He tells her to take a guess. Damn it! She almost fell for Bai Ye's dirty trick. The realization hits hard and Zhang is absolutely furious. Xiao steps forward. Slipping into that commanding Gao family tone, she announces there is a traitor hiding inside the West District. She asks if Major Zhang came here specifically to rendezvous and eliminate that traitor. It is the perfect out, a clean way to switch sides without losing face. Zhang catches on fast. She drops to one knee and formally pledges that she is willing to serve the young miss. The guards drop down in perfect unison, shouting, they will serve the young miss too. Just like that, the whole squad flips. Chen mutters to himself, shouldn't this epic grandstanding be exclusive to the main character? He is definitely feeling upstaged here. B-Wei pops up right beside him and asks what he is muttering about. Chen brushes it off. He just notes that some people are probably about to have terrible luck. Meanwhile, over at headquarters, Bai is busy talking to the head of the Gao family. Calling him Uncle Gao, Bai claims Xiao is being completely insensible and that Gao must make the right choice for her. The assistant beside the head snaps back. They refuse to repeat themselves and demand to know exactly where the young miss is. Bai plays the victim. He sighs that staying up late has ruined his hearing, and his memory is suddenly just awful too. Playing dumb like an absolute pro. Suddenly, the broken door flies open, Zhang marching through with heavy boots slamming the floor. She loudly announces that Major Zhang Ling Ling of the West District is reporting for duty. Bai's face instantly lights up, cheering that she arrived just on time. The head of the family asks if she is military, demanding to know what they are all trying to pull. Bai just laughs in his face. He calls him Gao Xiong, directly telling the older man this is a warning. Just then, Zhao strolls up behind him and smacks him right on the head, asking who exactly he is warning. Bai Ye turns his eye, twitching in sheer frustration. He angrily tells Xiao not to think he is still scared of her. Xiao just slaps him left and right. She asks him so what, delivering slap after slap. Honestly, the sound is pure music. Calling her a vixen, Bai screams how she dares hit him. He snaps since she refuses his kindness today, he will force the issue and see how arrogant she acts then. Bai barks an order for Zhang to quickly tie the woman up and drag her to a room. He plans to have some fun right now. Zhang casually loads her gun, the sharp click echoing through the room. Perfect, she says she is no vegetarian either. Bai Yi laughs, missing the obvious threat entirely. He calls it interesting bragging that today he will enjoy a threesome with both of them. Then he finally notices the gun aimed at his own head. Panic sets in as he asks Zhang what this means. He wasn't pointing a gun at her, so why is she aiming at him? Boom. The tables have completely turned. Chen strolls into the room like he owns the place. He tells Bai to take those crappy villain lines to the upcoming trial. Bai jumps in surprise, then his face turns completely purple with rage. He screams out Chen's name, cursing the bastard for showing up again. He spins back toward Zhang Ling, realizing she has actually betrayed him. That sting of betrayal is very real. Chen casually offers his sincere apologies to Third Master Bai. He claims he is just too kind, unlike those who are actually fated for long lives. Bai snaps back, knowing exactly that Chen is cursing him out. Chen fakes a gasp. He jokes that the earlier explosion must have finally knocked some sense into the Third Master's brain. Honestly, our boy is having way too much fun. Bai suddenly laughs out loud like a total psychopath, the sound bouncing off the walls. He asks if they really thought they were the only ones with powers. Xiao narrows her eyes, asking if it could be that he has somehow found other ability users. Bai just laughs again, mocking them for finally acting scared. He tells Xiao to come upstairs right now and become his woman. If she agrees, he guarantees her safety in the apocalypse, and their families will split Zhangcheng equally. Crazy, right? The man is literally proposing marriage right in the middle of a coup. Chen thinks about those other ability users. Could it be that he is not the only person in the world with a system? The idea really nags at him. Xiao turns and asks her boss if others obtained ability fruits too. Chen thinks for a second, then admits he has no idea. Deciding to bluff, he turns to Bai and claims he is the only one who can cultivate ability fruit. Did the explosion scramble Third Master's brain? He actually thinks empty threats will scare them right now. Bai lets out a wild laugh. The idea of Chen cultivating ability fruit sounds like an absolute joke. He claims Chen probably just stole an ability fruit from someone else, faking this whole powerful act. Once they track down the real user, the Bai family gets all the powers. Forget Jiangcheng, all of China will easily fall into their hands. Such staggering ambition. Chen scoffs at the hot air and loudly declares he will be waiting right here today. He tells Third Master not to disappoint him. Our guy is basically begging for a fight. Gaoxiong, head of the Gao family, turns to Xiao to ask who he is. Xiao replies his name is Chen, just a Jiangcheng delivery man. But she saw his abilities firsthand, and because of him, she even unlocked her own powers. She says this beaming with pride. Gaoxiong turns to old Qin, arguing that test subjects should be sourced through prominent families. Why is such critical technology sitting with a literal commoner? Make it make sense. Disdain drips from his voice. Dr. Chen quickly explains Master Gao completely misunderstood. Gaoxiong cuts him off. Forget it. A mere subject does not matter. He orders his men to just kill him, treating Chen like a bug. Xiao steps forward. With a shaking voice, she insists it is not what he thinks. Her father glares. How could the young miss of the Gao family feel pity for such low-class trash? Xiao begs him to just listen. Gaoxiong twists his face in absolute fury, demanding to know if she fell for this delivery boy. The heavy accusation hangs there. Xiao denies it entirely, claiming her father does not understand Chen. Her voice cracks. Gaoxiong declares he will finish him immediately. As her father approaches with literal murder in his eyes, Chen casually raises his hands. He tells Master Gao they are allies, so do not be rash. Her father scoffs who would side with a delivery man trying to climb the Gao family ranks even with some random abilities. Pure dumb luck, nothing more. Bai instantly chimes in to agree with the insult. Bai asks what happens once they contact the real ability user. Crushing Chen then will be as easy as stepping on an ant. Her father orders his men to cripple Chen and toss him out of the West District. The assistant eagerly steps forward to do the deed. Dr. Chen loudly yells that they absolutely must stop this. Master Gao tells old Chen he has plenty of other subjects available. There is no need to waste precious time on this specific guy. Dr. Chen frantically clarifies Master Gao still misunderstands. He himself has not figured out how to extract abilities. Her father furrows his brow in deep confusion. Dr. Chen drops the truth. In the entire country, maybe the whole world, only Chen actually knows how to cultivate ability fruits. The room falls dead silent. Her astounded father just gasps. Chen clasps his hands behind his back, sighing. He knew a simple commoner like him could never climb up to the Grand Gao family. Master Gao instantly shifts gears. Voice sweet as honey, he calls Chen his worthy son-in-law and begs him to stay. The total turnaround is whiplash fast. Xiao yells from behind, telling her dad to stop shouting nonsense. The assistant rushes over, calling him little brother Chen, quickly correcting it to brother-in-law. He apologizes for their blind eyes failing to recognize Mount Tai. From now on, they are all one big family. Chen casually mentions the Gao family threshold feels too high, he might take a big fall. The assistant promises he definitely will not. He offers to be a human cushion. Chen waves it off, saying that will not do for such a clearly hidden genius assistant. Why condescend like that? The assistant wildly agrees. Brother-in-law is always right. Just stay and he can literally name any condition. Chen asks about these conditions. Her father quickly promises that if the Gao family can do it, his worthy son-in-law should just ask. The old man basically hands over the keys to the kingdom. Chen hums, is that so? He thinks for a second, letting his eyes linger right on Xiao. Xiao demands to know what he is staring at, warning him not to even try it. Her cheeks flush red. Chen calmly says he wants her to marry Bai. The words drop like a bomb. Bai lights up, completely thrilled. He drops straight to his knees, begging his father-in-law to accept his bow. The guy is practically shouting wedding vows. Xiao glares with blazing eyes, asking Chen if he actually has a death wish. Her voice could shatter glass. Chen shrugs, saying he is kidding and asking why she looks so serious. Our guy really loves poking the tiger. Her father presses on, begging him to state his real condition to serve the Gao family. Straight back to business. Chen casually notes he cannot stand gambling or drugs, hoping Master Gao understands. Her father smirks, thinking a local commoner is exactly as predictable as expected. The old man judges them while Bai stays kneeling before Xiao like a sad puppy. He begs her to see the truth that this new punk is completely untrustworthy while he alone has always stayed loyal to her. Always loyal. You could cut the irony with a knife. Xiao just flicks her hand and tells him to beat it. Bai whines her name with those big pathetic eyes and literally nobody cares. Meanwhile, Chu leans in and asks Chen the real question. If they are so powerful, why not just smash the West District by force? Why bother playing nice with this old geezer at all? Valid point. Chen breaks it down. Handing over fake loyalty makes the enemy think they have leverage, dropping their guard instantly. Classic manipulation. Chu nods, saying it sounds exactly like offering yourself up for a cheap one-night stand. Chen sighs. It is called hiding your strength and biding your time, telling his guy to pick up a book once in a while. Chu just laughs nervously, scratching his head. Back to business. The father promises to satisfy all of Chen's demands, adding that any future requests are totally welcome. The old man thinks the deal is closed. But Chen smiles. Why wait for the future? How about right now? The entire room freezes. Chen wants the very seat her father occupies. The big chair. The throne. The father turns bright purple, screaming about sheer insolence as that friendly father-in-law mask shatters into a million pieces. Music.